Hello, everybody, and welcome to Guy Aitchison's Reinventing the Tattoo community, where tattooers, apprentices, and collectors are encouraged to join live events, share, inspire, create art and tattoos together every day. Today, your background music is pretty awesome. Thank you to Aja for contributing to the tracks, making a little special to listen to my voice. If you are watching, we are beaming out to all sorts of places, YouTube, but the best place to catch us is on the Reinventing the Tattoo app, which can be found in your app store. Right now, you are watching the Tattoo Collecting Podcast with Fawn Baker and Jordan Ruckus, a special guest that Fawn will tell you about shortly. We do have some really cool upcoming events next Tuesday, March 30th. We will be speaking with John Swierk of the Swierk Research Group about kind of like all the different projects that he's working on with the Binghamton University. We've got really cool research into photochemistry of tattoos, and we'll be really excited to hear from him. Before we get started in the Tattoo Collecting Podcast, I'd love to say thank you to our amazing sponsors for making all of this possible for us. We've got Loose Screw Tattoo, located in Richmond, Virginia. We're all familiar with Jesse Smith. He is actually looking to hire a resident and guest artist. They've got an awesome team. Visionary Power Jesse Smith offers lots of great things: dental, paid vacation, the works. You can find him at loosescrewtattoo.com. We also want to say thank you to Inkjet Stencils. They print stencils from mobile or computer. They save your time, all sorts of things. And Donna is offering free print in the community app. You can find out more information on how to get your stencil printed from Donna. We also want to say thank you to Raw Pigments. They're tapping into the source for great acrylic-free pigments, and you can find them at rawpigments.co. We also want to shout out our affiliates with Jake Meeks and the Fireside Tattoo Network and ecofriendlytattoosupplies.com. All right, now we're about ready to get started. I'm going to hand over the camera to Fawn. Here we go. Fawn, how are you guys?
I'm good. Welcome to the show. We kind of got a special show for you today. You're either going to love it or hate it, one of the two. But we are coming to you mobily from Red Tree. We talk about Red Tree all the time, so we're coming to you live from the studio. So we're going to start out with our usual smoke session. My van. We're going to show you some murals. We're going to show you the artwork beside, see who all's working today. Also, Jordan's out of town. He should be joining us of a friend back, our occasional host, Ben Thomas. And then we also have another awesome friend of mine, Rick Ring, one of Columbus's local musicians. We're super excited to talk to him about. I've been tattooing him for years, so we can talk tattoos all day.
Absolutely.
But he's got some really cool music projects going on that I can't wait to get into. So you guys want to fire this up and take a walk over by the murals?
Let's do it.
Cool.
It was almost like we choreographed that.
Let's do it.
Should we high five and click heels?
Yeah.
Hey. Sometimes it's just meant to be.
Best friends.
We might have.
Wait. We going in right now?
Nah, we're gonna go check out these murals out back. I don't know if anybody's been to Red Tree, but the one side of this is just entirely muraled from, I don't want to say ceiling to floor.
Good old part. He's our handyman.
I change light bulbs.
Breaks, he comes and fixes it. So
I'm before the real repair guy gets here, the patch to make it until he can.
That's still a crucial thing that we need. So out here we've got our rad wall.
Starting with some logos, True Tube's logo on the side, but
prolific female mural, and then grow up, also tattooer. And then over here, Jordan and I are a galactic hummingbird map.
intergalactic hummingbird madness coming soon.
But I'd love having you.
Hey guys.
Jordan!
Hey, I'm here.
Look at Jordan remoting in.
What time time
I was
is it
having
out
some
there?
hard time opening up the link, but I'm here.
It's cool. What time is it out there?
It is
Too
9
early.
o'clock. I hear music.
We got background music from Aja's music.
Yeah, Aja gave us a bunch of tracks last week. We're gonna play them. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Adds a little effect.
So we
That's
got background music.
I love it. It makes it so like dramatic right now. It's awesome.
Everything.
Yep.
Today's tour of Red.
It's so hard. I love it.
Jordan, which mural
What?
inspires you the most?
Which mural inspires me the most?
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know. I really like Birdie. Dave's is really cool too.
See, I would have kissed ass right there and said the True Tubes one because, you know.
The True Tubes one.
The True Tubes one.
I like
you see
the True
the
logo.
sculpture? We've got this cool sculpture out here that we got to show you too. This is some derb art.
Ooh,
You see the dancing lady?
I love those.
So-
That we moved those.
I don't know how long ago Derb did these, but we've got some metal figures that he built. So he's dabbled into metal sculpting as well. And then we've got the famous Columbus Water Tower right behind us. That's like the landmark, trademark, easiest way to find us.
I remember when I was a kid and
What?
they repainted that. It was like a huge deal and they advertised for it for months and months and months. It was in all the papers. They did a special about how they were revitalizing this side of town. And it's kind of been the same side of town since that painting, but
I mean,
it's making a comeback.
give them a couple
guess.
more years. A couple
coming.
more years. We're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, so this is the outside of the Red Tree craziness. This is what we get to come into and play every single day. We're so
Oh,
privileged to be here.
It's a temple. It's the tattoo temple. Who asked you?
I had the honor and privilege of painting all this red.
One ladder, two hands.
Ben was painting that red one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, shit. I just want to make sure, shit, before I say something. I look good though.
Yeah, we moved in.
Everything easy, bro. I did that, especially now. Thank you for this. I looks good. Oh my God.
Ben's reminiscing
About-
about his blood,
his-
sweat, and tears that went into this building. Probably more than the rest of us.
It was perfect timing when Derb was moving studios. I happened to be in between jobs, and he was like, "Do you like money?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do you like
Like
work?" I was like, "I'll take money." So yeah, we painted a bunch, and then we painted some more stuff. And when we were done with that, we moved to the interior, we did some bathroom stuff, and doorknobs and odds and ends around the shop. But everybody makes it seem like I built this building from the ground up, and I really just kind of swept up after people. So.
It was more
It
difficult
was
than
all-
you know, Ben.
Ben did all of it.
Just
It
one
was
of
a
the,
lot of things I
one of the
couldn't have
hands
done.
in the chain of love.
It's true.
What's that?
Oh, I don't know. You guys were cutting out a little bit. I think phone's connected to the shop Wi-Fi. So you guys are
Maybe
outside,
we
so-
should smoke faster and get inside to where we're connected
Maybe
to
we
the
could come
internet.
back out to this. in a
Or you
little
could just click onto your 5G. It says that I can see in the corner that your reception's low.
bit. Well, we'll be inside in a minute.
It's fine. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just letting you guys know.
So how's travels been, Jordan?
Travels are awesome. For anyone listening, I am I'm out in Bellingham right now. I'm gonna do 5 days of hiking out here with one of Emily's friends. And got here last night.
Nice.
Yep, waking up here, checking it out for the first time. I've never been to Bellingham. It's really cool here.
Nice.
Cooler than Seattle.
Is it more rural?
Yeah, it's definitely a smaller town, but it's right on the coast.
Welcome to Red Tree. We're coming in like the main entrance. We've got this cool little security Sally Port area. Sally Port, yeah, that's what they call them in prisons.
Everybody's
How much-
back. The door
that when my clients-
open.
Well, just hold on, wait in the tally.
This is the lobby of Red Tree.
Look at the beautiful paintings on the wall.
Look at that one above the window.
That's a special one. I love that one.
I like that one too. Sorry to make you guys busy.
Huh?
This is a rad thing Jordan did.
That's mine. Yep, that's one of my latest.
She's crazy. This is a character that's like reappearing as a theme in some of Jordan's work.
I
Like
think
this Franklin piece, and this Dingwell.
Is the bottom one the well?
Yeah, this one here.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So back in the old Red Tree location when Adam was still working on me, I spent countless hours just staring at this thing while I was in so much pain. It was like, yeah, cute little Ralphie with your bunny ears. I feel the burn too.
It's technically H-strands. I don't know how to address these properly without being.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Jess, she works out in the warehouse. These are her creations.
Oh yeah,
They're really awesome.
Bought one of those. Did I tell you I got?
Knuckles.
I was gonna get to that last, but now that you bring it up,
Oh, sorry. Those things are probably as old as I am.
you think so?
I think that's been in the collection for a while. I don't want to speak of its age, but
And then you'll see all kinds of Star Wars art sprinkled all throughout Red Tree. We've actually got a walk-in day that's being planned. May the 4th and Revenge of the 5th.
And
So
something
now
on
we've got,
some cool fun for that one too.
yeah, for sure.
Are you gonna participate?
Ben likes
Fun.
being a cameraman with me.
I don't know
Honor-
if better is the right word.
Okay.
How that is.
Fawn?
Good.
Jordan.
Oh, this gunner painting? That's Captain True Tooth.
It's Captain True Toots. Jordan, you're breaking up, buddy.
Oh, I was asking Fawn.
Josh Duffy and Jeremiah
And,
Marble, just over his shoulder. These were done basically for the whole city.
Going up the steps is hard.
Hard.
Talk about
It is really
all the time on the show. And this is
Already hold.
some of his degree.
The master. The master. We're blessed with the present. Every evening. Or lots of evenings. Not every. Those things. I love that box.
There's the coffee table I just kicked directly behind me.
Now, that's still the lobby. So now we're entering our work area, which is like even more crazy art. Let me get some music for us.
It's the man, the legend, Marty Holcomb's dude. We get to look at artwork. Most people never get to see it in their life. It's kind of cool to be here.
Anytime I have a brand new client to the studio, not usually at our consultation, but usually at our first appointment. If not right at the beginning of our appointment, usually on our first break, we'll walk through the whole studio just so I can show off all the art that we have so that, like, you know, they can see it where all the inspiration comes from. You know, we're just bathed in art all the time. Like, between, you know, the Red Tree collection, Derb's collection, and each of our own personal collections, it's just like a
Immersed.
whole universe of imagination off us.
And not just like, not just art, like art, it's literally amazing.
So one of the things when we've had Derb on in the past, we've talked about like Marty's prolific flash, like the amount of flash that Marty has made. And when Marty makes splash sheets, they're all like the ones that Ben was just showing you. They're just filled with art, corner to corner. They're not like cookie cutter together like a lot of splash sheets are. You know, it's just impressive that Marty was approaching tattoos like an artist that early on. Paved the way for people like me, man.
That's right.
Forever on the social.
We'll come back to my room last until we can go.
Socialite.
Oh, whose room is this?
That.
Would you
Little-
look at that?
Little low-
I'm taking down your velvet rope there, bruh.
Oh, thanks. You may.
Oh, I realized you brought the new one in. That looks
Which-
nice there.
Oh.
The teal and purple one
Oh, thank you.
with the hooks. Disgusting hooks.
One with the dark background. Well, thank you.
Yep.
I like that one a lot. That one I jumped on. The first time I was finished with it, it was an all Ala Prima, all wet on wet. I got it done in one good big go. More Star Wars.
Steph, you couldn't tell this is Jordan's room. Jordan also gets an awesome view of the warehouse.
Yeah, I get to.
Keeps the tabs on the peoples.
Right, I make sure everyone.
The Abbott color wheel that we talk about all the time. This thing's the holy grail. If you want
That-
any color, tricks, secrets, shortcuts,
Right.
start
And if you
using this.
have a color wheel, get a color. Ooh, look at that. That just looks like.
Rumor has it that the schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
I did.
What
Hey,
happened?
You went from one corner to the other with your tongue. You
What would
might have.
happen?
You might have a good time.
One corner to the other, huh?
Build
Yeah.
into the sweat and tears.
But there's a lot of stuff in that paint.
Art on art on art on art on art.
Brandon only has one painting in here,
But it's a bad. Who's all in the shop, guys?
What's that, buddy?
Said who's all in the shop today?
I think just Nick.
Yeah, I think Nick's the only one that's done.
Damn.
Tony's running around doing
I was gonna
stuff.
say, look, empty shop.
This is one of our co-workers, Brandon Sontag. He is an incredibly talented painter, but his tattoos are beautiful. Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, do you want to highlight one painting? That's how you do it.
And we've got some more Marty Holcomb out here around the corner.
We got some
Nathan
Nathan.
Marty.
We don't want to skip over.
Marty collab.
I love pinstriping art. Holds a whole special place to my soul.
Aw.
Big old Marty Hogan. No disrespect to the people whose names we don't happen to remember. Because we didn't hang all this art.
Old dirt right there. Alien. Or
Classic Durbar down here.
Classic. 95.
Jordan, how old were you in 1995?
I was 3.
Cool.
Wow.
3 years old.
Wow. Jordan's a baby.
Fucking 30 years old.
Okay, I'm old. Never mind. I'm not good at math. Leave me alone.
I was just thinking about that today. I'm like, damn, I'm old.
That's our favorite part. The concession snacks that get offered to our clients.
Right.
Or anybody that just happens to be thirsty and or wanting a snack. Flash sheets, man. Flash sheets. Most of these are dirt, I believe.
Yep, they're all there. We've got
Classic original.
the historic ones downstairs. Get to those in a minute. Over here we've got our other high-tech station. This is Dante's area. Right up. I can't get on these boys getting on right up. Get into this thing. It's so impressive.
So much lighting in here to keep it nice and bright to tattoo. Makes a jabillion and one glares on the yard.
It's okay.
I try.
It's okay.
I try.
We live our life looking through glares, man.
But as you can see, every room well lit.
Like,
oh, don't scurry away. Say hello. Say hello.
what is that? What's on the mirror there? That looks like what?
Sneak down the back way.
Ooh, you want to get on the back?
Yeah, we didn't get the keys through, but we'll get to that one. We'll settle it.
Some original red tree art.
You know, that's
Not to make you dizzy.
so long.
Not to make you dizzy, but there's so much. Get up there, Angela.
Let there be light. Right into another artist area. This is Nick Person.
Hello.
Hey Nick, what are you working on today?
There's a couple of nice favorite crosses here. Nice little crispy outline tattoos. Yeah.
Looking great. Got the hallway of history. The office where the serious stuff happens.
As the glare through the room is someone stretching. All the magazines and publications over the years. And probably my favorite section in the whole place. The man, the myth, the legend, Stoney Sinclair. Stoney was one of Columbus's original tattoo artists, if not the first. He was putting tattoos down before tattoos were cool. It's real Columbus history right there. Anybody that has anything semi-traditional, there's just Stoney Sinclair. Yes. Art in every corner. It's the artist lounge.
Zoom in or go on this big tattoos by Derb one. I love this big painting here behind you.
Behind me. This
Not
one
there.
here?
That one right
This.
there. I like
Original convention banner.
I like the little Derb there. It says LD on his shirt. This just showed that it's little Derb.
Had a trash can lit in front of him.
What'd you say? Oh, in a trash.
Had a little trash can in front of him. Couldn't see a little dirt very well.
No, Derby. This is our new artist lounge area. We'll come down here and kind of like stretch our eyeballs.
Right? Come on to Red Tree and eat lunch. Only if you're getting a tattoo, though.
This is a collaboration that Jordan and I did. What, a year and a half ago now? Year ago
Yeah.
now for you? Right. All right. Should we go back out to the garage?
Let's do it.
Cool. All right. About to take a quick, tiny little tour of the True Tubes warehouse. Makes it really convenient when we run out of liners or tubes or any other tattoo supply you can think of. I've got out here packing orders daily. She keeps this place running.
Jess. She's super busy, so we won't stay in her face too long. But this is what she does all day. Work like mad. All the supplies you could ever hope and dream for. Even more supplies that she could hope and dream for. Sorry about the fan noise. We are in a warehouse. My bad. Because it stores a bunch of stuff. All the Hell City t-shirts, True Tube t-shirts, backstock. This is a fun room. Place to hang out, create, make me.
This is our place. This is where the creativity happens.
If you come to Red Tree and there's people hanging out, it's generally in the garage.
What else happens down here?
Oh.
Get some jiu-jitsu that goes down.
Yeah, occasionally Derb and I roll up these mats over here and
We get some aerial acrobatics that goes on out here.
attached to the ceiling aerial acrobatics. A lot of times we do hoops and stuff because we do have the mats. And
We have photo shoots out here, video shoots. Like, we use this warehouse as like the ultimate playground. So
fun space.
we're so incredibly spoiled. But so that's, with the exception of Keith's room, that's the whole studio. We go upstairs and settle in and start talking about life and tattoos.
Let's do it.
Woo. This side I've been dragging my feet on forever. My favorite part.
Little baby ducky.
Now, right back into the lobby.
Nice big circle.
The bed.
Yes.
How's your leg feeling?
Pretty good.
Has it been 2 weeks yet?
More than 2 weeks. I think we're approaching 3.
I started a big project on Ben. I'm really excited about it. It's super early on. There's not really a lot to share. But
It's super early on, but we still got a big old chunk done.
right. Chill in here, settle in. Should we switch to the iPad?
Yeah, switch to the iPad. Give my armor a break. With this microphone,
Sure.
I get a little clicky clacky.
Can you guys still hear us okay?
There is an echo. You might want to mute the other device.
I got it.
Should we turn the shop music back up?
Oh, yeah, a little. There we go. I think we're back. I can go this. This is why we need some fake commercials. We could put in here. So I think we are the only ones upstairs. And since we were unmasked already, I think we're safe to chill.
We're inside each other's bubbles anyway.
Yeah, Ben's one of my closest buddies. Wife is actually my manager. She does a fantastic job.
Oh, I don't want to hear
You got the spotlight, Ben.
it.
You got the spotlight. It's cool. It's
It's
cool.
fine.
It feels kind of nice to actually be like here in the studio. I don't have to work that off. Yeah. We'll set up after all. You think? I think we were just running around like mad people. That's what it is.
We're Jordan up in a mini screen.
Yeah, where's Jordy? Did we lose him? Well, was us, Ben.
It was us.
Was us.
Then that was Che.
No, that was some airhead.
Airheads.
Yeah, it looks like
Sure.
Jordan had to dip out a little bit ago, but I'm here, listening.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we're settled in. I think I'm done like knocking things on the floor.
Sorry for making everyone dizzy.
I should have run through this a little bit more before we went live.
It's mobile.
Yeah, thanks for
It's
the
supposed
tour.
to be rough.
That was really cool, though.
This would either
Yeah, that was wicked fun.
this would either be so maybe a combination of both. I'll take it, but yeah. Oh, we're in my room now. We didn't really do the grand tour, but we will. We'll move this around. And, yeah, it's all daydream.
Yeah. Again, fun to get tattooed in because there's a lot of cool shit there. You kind of
So-
drift off your little space.
So we've had you on a few times. So anybody that actually watches us regularly, definitely recommend you. They know you're involved in the community. They know you're involved with Red Tree. But like, as the tattoo community has grown, how do you, like, coming to a studio like this? Like, even if you didn't have like all the energy to do it, like how different is it coming to this
Just a
studio
place
than
that,
like
of
a street shop?
this magnitude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely original tattoos with small street shop stuff, you know. And I went to the same small street shop for 10 years, and it was a tight knit little group of guys, and it was, I don't know. So to come to this level of production is insane. Most street shops, I don't want to say fly by the seat of the pants. Man, there's some that are super, super organized and super highly detailed and things along those lines, but few of them weren't that way. So just to come and to see like the private and each artist really having their own area, not crammed into a booth with one, if not two, if not three other people. It's nice to be able to come in and have the parts of your body exposed, not to an entire room, but to maybe just you and your client. I mean, like, we're getting ready to work on like my buttocks and areas around my back and things that require negative amounts of clothing.
Negative amounts of clothing.
And it's like, I really wouldn't want to get these areas tattooed in a place where there was a constant flow of people coming in and out, where there's your artist not necessarily stops to take consultations to you in your tattoo, but I'm not saying it didn't happen.
Here, at least, if people pop in and out, like, they're genuinely interested. It's
Right.
not just like the walker by that's like, oh, but that hurts. It's really like,
Right.
like I actually
No
kind of
looky
like,
loos.
I like to like when I know somebody around me is being tattooed and it's in a painful spot, like I might like crack a joke or two.
What's up, now you're from?
I might crack a joke or two, but like I'm ultimately gonna be their cheerleader. I'm gonna be like, it's
Well,
okay. It's gonna be
Anytime
worth
somebody's
it.
getting a tattoo that sucks, it's the worst thing that sucks. That to break your attention and break your concentration is the worst. So when somebody walks in, it's like boogity boogity boogity. You're like, oh, all right, now I'm totally conscious to the room and feel
Yeah.
exposed
No,
and
I wanna,
vulnerable
like,
because I'm in pain.
I want to wait for that moment to like interject and like maybe crack a joke and make them giggle, like while like colors are being changed or something like that.
It's also disrespectful to the artist.
And then I like to like just encourage, just be like, hey, I've been there. You're gonna get through this. But like, sometimes I feel like those like little words of like, oh yeah, you're right. This isn't gonna kill me. Like sometimes that's perfect. And I feel like when I'm getting tattooed, sometimes that's just what I need to hear. So that's what I kind of throw out there. So just before you came back up, I asked Ben about like the difference, like, so you and I have known each other for years, and I started working on you in just like a little walk-in street shop. Like I've worked on you at tattoo parties, I've worked on you at your own house. Like we go back.
Absolutely. Every shop you've been at, I done drove to Marion 10, 15 times. It was a good session though. That was fun. Had her own shop. Nice. So of course I would get the VIP after hour treatment.
Always.
But have you ever got to smoke the whole time during the tattoo?
It's the best.
Oh my God.
It's the best.
That's fucking incredible.
Now I brought this up on our last podcast that my favorite place to be tattooed is in my living room. But since it's, frowned upon and against industry standards, I got more equipment at my house than so it's like I'd rather just be comfortable and smoke my bong and fade out how I want to fade out. When you're in that crazy lights on, 5 different radios, everybody trying to do their own thing and be in their own vibe, and this continual chaos, it makes my head spin. It makes you focus on everything other than so being in that street shop just loud and cluttered, it was tough to get into that zone, and it made sitting more difficult.
Not everybody here smokes, but I'm glad that a handful of us do, handful of the artists smoke, because I feel like it's just really nice, especially if our clients smoke as well, to just like sit down and unwind together and like
let's get on the same frequency,
get back on that same level.
Absolutely.
And like you're going through something dramatic.
Is the
chill out a little bit
to allow numbing cream to reset. That's my favorite. So when we're like,
minimum.
Hey, let's go ahead and just
right.
Yeah. So
we heard a noise.
It was me. I'm back. My phone died. Sorry, guys.
So let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
How many people you think these days are going straight in, getting tatted, or using numbing cream now? What's the percentage you think? What you think?
I think that most people that are going in for large pieces are more conscious of the time they're going to be there. And numbing cream isn't a cure-all. So it's like, if I can get a couple hour lead on this 6 or 8 hour session, I'm going to do that. If you're going in for anything that's smaller than 2 fists and you're using numbing cream, I'm going to suggest
it's more headache than it's worth.
It's a lot of wrapping it up, sealing it, waiting the hour. You have to pre-clean your own area. I'm lazy.
You gotta time it really.
So it's those things. It's like if you're that sensitive,
they don't get tatted.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't gonna say that. I mean, some people might, because I have a friend that
I go numbing a lot, but like I had 3/4 of my body tattooed before it was prevalent. I kind of feel like the spots I got left are
you ain't got nothing else to prove about
uncomfortable.
I got you.
So
I understand.
I'm coming down.
But there's some people, like I said, I know that they won't get they won't get an without it.
No. We did all my arms without, all my legs without, to the side of my head pretty much without.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's
there. Great.
I don't know what the difference would be. I heard it works.
It's a patch.
Is it?
It's a good 3-4 hour, like,
sometimes
make you a little more comfortable. The only time I really like using it is super long sessions, because it gives you that head start before you start. Before you get in your head, before you get focused on that,
cushion into it.
Mm-hmm. It gives you a little bit of a buffer. And tattoos always suck by the end.
Oh, they do suck.
It doesn't matter.
They do. But I want more right to get done though.
Every time.
We're always talking about the next idea he has before I'm even finished. He'll be like in pain, wincing, and he'll be like, "But I got this idea."
So what we should do next?
So my belly button.
If I can sit through this, I can sit through anything.
We've been playing this back piece for how long? I want a fucking. What I tell you, I wanted like a Roman Greek after war scene on my back, like after war, like they just fucked each other up and the collars was broken. Yes.
Like cleanup day.
The aftermath.
Aftermath.
The survivors of the
The
aftermath.
survivors of the fucking aftermath.
I'm gonna suggest a body card. So leave it at that.
I mean, one wheel.
Body card. That sounds like the most death metal band of all time.
Body card.
Body card.
Ooh.
He's like, that sounds like the next rap album.
Yes, bro. I'm getting started.
3%? Sound good?
Yeah.
That's about what I'm.
Hey, you work fast. I'll get 2% away in a minute. That's hey, sheesh. They doing right now 3%. People out here getting booty raped.
Right.
3% is
Right.
wild.
Right.
So what kind of, we're talking about, we just kind of were joking about it, but like, what kind of music stuff you got going on? What's going on? What's going on in Rick's life here lately?
Talk to me.
Oh man, it's a lot. We can get to. I mean, fine. Like you said, we've been knowing each other for a long, long time. So I mean, that period of time, I've seen her grow. She's seen me grow as regular people and as in their careers as well. You know what I'm saying? Family wise, absolutely.
Yeah.
So basically, right now though, I'm in a better place mentally just because I'm doing what I love to do.
Absolutely.
And music, and like I was telling them, like I asked myself 2021, I was like, Lord, if I'm supposed to be doing this in 2021, show me a sign that's gonna keep me motivated, because at this point, I'm just at the point where I'm tired of it. Like I love it, but I'm tired of pursuing it to a point. And you know, things have changed with the streaming now and no record deals, which is a good thing for independent artists, but you know, you just gotta be on your own and be about what you're about.
Right.
So in saying that, absolutely. And in saying that, rest in peace, my man Big Mike. He had passed away October 9th, and me and my guy Highlight, we took a trip to Nashville. Me, him, and a couple other homies. We took a Sprinter van with the Nashville. Linked up with Jelly. Jelly had a whole album release listening party that night, so we went through there. The next day, Struggle's daughter had a listening party, so we went through there. And then just so happened, you know what I'm saying, Highlight talked to Wolf. Wolf was like, come to the studio, and we came to the studio. Doobie was there, and they was playing music back and forth, and everybody kind of left out the studio with no taking smoke breaks. This is the honest God truth. And it was just me, Wolf, and I think his engineer still in the studio. You know what I mean? And I'm just sitting there, everybody out there, you know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of sitting there chilling, listening to the music. By the way, Wolf has a rock album that's coming out.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying this, bro. I'm not just saying this shit, and I told everybody, I'm telling y'all right now. When he drops this fucking rock album, bro, this shit is finna go to the moon, bro.
Set people back. I've heard the same thing.
He sounds like Michael Jackson, dog.
Love it.
Oh my, it's good, bro. And I'm not saying he's trying to, but you already know his tone already, bro.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so we in there. I just heard this shit just blew my mind and heard all this. And he sitting right here and he just tapped me. He was like, man, I know you got some music. And I looked at him and I was like, yeah, you know what? I do got some music. You know what I'm saying? He was like, go ahead, man, grab the ox. Come on, let's hear what you got to hear. You know what I'm saying? We in the studio. So I was
1, 2, 3, go.
1, 2, 3, go.
Nice.
So I had one song in my mind. You know what I'm saying? And everybody else was in there playing 4 or 5 songs on cap. It was in there. Not saying that was wrong with it, because he was juggling with it. I had one song, and I had this song that had already re-released about a year or so ago called Religion. And in my mind,
she played that for me.
Yeah,
I
appreciate it. In my mind, though, like I've always said, I needed somebody on this song, and I'm not going to disclose no names, but I met with a couple other top tier rappers and talked some business and was supposed to do it, but it wasn't me.
Right.
I played Religion, I put it on, and when it dropped, I think I'm about to tell him out. He stood up, like, oh, and he turned on his live automatically.
Nice.
Yeah, and then it was like, because I was already in a group, you know what I'm saying, and boom, 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 and then after that, I mean, it was just basically, we was just there, and he came up to me again and was like, man, that song, I was like, man, it's open. What do I have to do? You know what I'm saying? He was like, absolutely nothing. Send it to this number right here, and I'll make it happen. And I was like, no, he's like, I don't do features unless I like them. I don't take paid features. I only do music I love. That's exactly what he said to me, bro.
When people are on your frequency, they feel your frequency, man.
Oh, 3 days later, guess who FaceTimed me? Wolf. In the studio, I was like, Rick, before I send it to you, I want you to hear it live. right now on fake. I want to see your reaction live.
Make sure he knew you actually like
insane.
Nice.
Insane. It was so grateful, man. So then that happened. We went back and forth about that, and then kind of a little couple months went by, and about like no, it was about November. No, it was about December. About the first of the year, right after I had a talk with myself. I reached out to Wolf and I was like, yo, let's shoot a video.
Right.
Like, I want to shoot a video.
Keep moving.
I'll take care of everything. You know what I'm saying? I want to come to your neck of the woods. You ain't got to move. What we got to do to make it happen? And he basically was like, I love the song, huh? Doosh. Group messaged me in with his management. Like, yo, this is Rick. I did a religion remix with him. I love the song. Scheduled him in ASAP. Like this is how the cards is falling. So I'm like, yo, what's
show
up,
me
buddy?
a sign.
Show me the sign. Show me the sign. And I'm not even trying. I'm on a humbug high. One day, like, I'm about to ask Wolf to do this video. Swear to God, Wolf, you want to do this video?
It's funny that most people don't think to take what they think into action. And there's a reason thoughts like that pop into your head. I'm a firm believer in intuition.
Me too,
so
bro.
When you get that, this is it.
Yeah.
Push.
Push.
And it takes somebody to recognize it.
Absolutely.
To apply when the situation sounds to apply. And you said you're like, maybe kind of step back for a minute. No, you waited for it was right.
And reevaluated because I had to make, because this is not my first feature. I got features. I see other people that got features. Yeah. But it's like, what I see people go wrong, even myself in the past, is what do you do? You're so excited that you got the feature, but then what do you do with the feature? Exactly. You feel me? So now I had to sit back and was like, okay, now I got him on the song, and it fit everything. It fit perfectly. Right. That's why sonically it made sense to him. Then I started the video, and he went absolutely crazy. The first religion video.
Right.
So I'm like, okay. So then once that happened, I reached out to Jelly. I said, Jelly, listen, bro, I need help with locations in Nashville. I'm not from there.
Right.
He said, oh, Rick, I got you. I'm about to shoot you the cheat code, family. He shot me the cheat code, and it's a website out there that has all locations. Like I know they got them in LA and Chicago, but they got them in different cities now.
Open for filming.
For filming, photography, videos, everything is set. It's like an Airbnb. Bro, it is. I love Nashville. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Yeah. The networking, the entertainment industry scene out there is absolutely incredible. And it's growing so big and people don't understand it. Like I know everybody's saying Carolinas. The Carolinas is cool, but what's going on with the Carolinas is not being honest. It's like it's like bringing a lot of kind of trouble because the wrong crowds are starting to get hit to the Carolinas. Out here, like you said, this is Hollywood in a whole another aspect. It's a lot of business. It's a lot of networking. Bro, it's a lot of people getting to it.
There's so many mainstream artists that are now based out of Nashville because they're sick of dealing with the California crowd.
Because it's getting took over by the wrong crowd. Look what's going on. People can't even be in their house no more and enjoy the fruits of their labor without somebody kicking their back in Beverly Hills and shooting you. Are you crazy? Yep. So it's like at this point, man, listen, I just told my people, and I know it made sense. I was like, man, you know what? I'm thinking about getting a crib in Nashville soon. I said, because I just love the network out. Like it's
what is it, a 5-hour drive from here?
Like 6.
Yeah, it's like 6.
But it's insane.
I've got family in Kingston. We went that way all the time when I was a kid.
I love Nashville, like the vibe here. And it's not even about the weather, it's just a good vibe. So anyway, he gave me the thing, I went through it, and I picked the location. I put everything together. I mean, at this point, I have my little brother helps out too, but I basically self-manage myself. And it's a lot because I'm self-managing myself in this and life and everything else. But I know time management is important. So if I spend this amount of bullshit doing this, I can knock that bullshit, Instagram it. Now, when I'm on my social media, it makes sense to me now. Before, I didn't like it because it didn't make sense. It just felt like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm just on here like, look at me posing in front of this new car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look at this bitch.
Well, people don't realize this as a tool for marketing. It's taprooting. You're going through to find out who your people know, what they know, and who likes what you like, and try to stay in the same circles. And when you get out of the
I'm going to stay in touch with my friends aspect of it. You step back and you look at all social media as a business platform,
Absolutely.
as a free way to advertise,
Absolutely.
as a free way to stay connected,
Absolutely.
use their systems instead of bugging down your clouds.
Absolutely.
Use the things that are there. I do sales myself, so it's one of those things that you just got to realize the potential in that crowd.
Absolutely. And I have patience. So to me, like, I took a step away, like, I went into a whole nother business venture with an ex-partner of mine, which was lucrative, still is lucrative, but it just wasn't my cup of tea.
Right.
It was her cup of tea.
Well,
and I mean, it was
every
good.
mogul has 3 sources of income.
Exactly.
I thought it was 5.
I was gonna
Supposed to be
shoot.
7.
I was gonna shoot low.
That's
Let's
what I
start
was
there.
But honestly, I took a step back and like now coming back to it, it's like I'm refocusing and doing a lot of things. Like I said, time management now is like I spend this amount of time each day on my career.
Right.
If this is what I'm going to do. This time today I'm on Instagram, it has to be something going towards the career.
Right.
Every now and then I might put up a little meme or something in the story or something, but at the end of the day, if I'm going to sit there and reply to people, I'm replying to supporters.
Right.
I have supporters now saying, keep going, I love you, I just subscribe to your
And
YouTube. That's what I want
That
to do.
hand-to-mouth style of marketing is the best endorsement you can ever
Absolutely.
get. Remember they used to say you buy from your friends. When
Absolutely.
you talk to people through these platforms,
Absolutely.
just like we're all used to staying in touch that way. Remember
Absolutely.
back in the day you went to your friend's house. Now you get on Facebook and say, what's my friend doing?
Yeah,
It's the same concept.
Absolutely.
So when you have that interconnection through the screen with people that are actually being interactive and answering questions and giving input and accepting the love and putting it back out into the world, it changes what you can do with that.
Absolutely.
And it gives these people this sense of being involved with the movement, for lack of a better term.
What,
you know what I mean?
You know what's crazy?
To be hand in hand walking into the same thing, it makes you.
So this is kind of like, it's going to be kind of how I want to approach my supporters as well, with that same serum.
Right.
People like to see people grow. They like to be a part of it. They like to be like, hey, I remember when. So at this point, that's kind of where we're at. Like I said, I'm at a resurfacing, a regrowing process, and people can come along and see the journey.
Right. Well, and one of the tricks to internet marketing is people still want to feel like they're interconnected with your real life.
Absolutely.
So they still want to see the look at my car. We just left the car washed. Look at my new boots.
Mixed in with a little bit of that.
And then you get the sprinkles.
Exactly.
So it's one of those things. Like my wife does a lot of internet marketing as well. Like we've mentioned before, she does a lot of fun stuff.
Absolutely.
But it's one of those things. It's like the crowd is there.
It is.
Tap in.
Yeah, and that's the hardest part. And that's what I'm doing right now. Just to feel good.
Nice.
Like it's a lot of recoil. You know what I'm saying? And so American boy, woo! Oh man, that's a very, very. Yellow Wolf has done an outstanding job putting together his fan base and the way that their lifestyle is dope. You know what I mean? And
it's the same. You spend a lot of time grassroots, hand to mouth, engaging with fans. Seeing Yellow Wolf rock on the range back in the day was insane because he was the people's person. I don't know how else to put that. And he was just connected, just like you were saying. And watching his set, every single person that you could see knew every word to everything that he was doing and was in tune with every note, every motion. Am I waving my arms?
No, you're good. You're good. I'm just, I'm playing with the angles.
It's the first moment. We got to get used to that.
No, that's all.
I got this whole new piece of furniture that I'm learning my way around too. That I got the stuff on.
That's
a whole
dope.
lot of new in life right now, but it's good. It's all
No, it's dope. I got it. I mean,
it works. It works. They can hear us. They can see us. What else do you need?
But the video's gonna be insane. So
when's it come?
Religion 2. I cannot disclose. The reason why I'm not gonna disclose the dates yet.
You guys
I just make sure that I want to get the little details and everything and plan it right. I'm shooting for April, but I'm in no rush. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be insane. But we had such a good time, and we rode ATVs and side by side, tore up the people's yard out there. It was pissed at us. Wolf tore and hit it and felt bad the whole time. But you know what I'm saying?
Oh, he felt bad the whole time.
He
felt real bad.
We all know he
did. But we had a real good time, man.
Good.
He brought us some of that creek water. I don't know if y'all heard about it. It's just Wolf's whiskey.
Nice. Tell me about it.
Yeah. So Creekwater is his own whiskey line that he's created from scratch. It's been picking up all over now in the U.S. And he was excited when he was down there because he had picked up a few more stores in some new states. But I didn't take the OG, which is 100 proof. But he gave me a red bottle. Y'all seen in my pictures of the cinnamon. Shit tastes like hot tamales.
Right.
Fire. Now I don't even drink like that.
Right.
I'm drinking this shit straight out the bottle. It tastes like candy though.
Yeah,
so
I'm a one. If we're drinking, I'll have one. And if you expect me to be in public, I'm still only gonna have one.
Yeah, me too.
Same way.
Same
way.
I will hold the same glass to appear as if I am drinking.
Yeah, I'm not a drinker.
He's like, I have the bottle in my hand.
Yeah.
But it's the same bottle.
It's the same
bottle.
I'll sneak out the back.
Yeah. It's fire though, man. It's really good. And
I love the cinnamon whiskey. When I do want to drink, I'll sip some.
It's dope. It really is. And we had a good time though, man. I can't wait for everybody. I'm excited. Everybody to see the shit. It's crazy. And I'm high as hell. I just want y'all to know that. So they gave me, listen, the edibles.
And you didn't even finish it. Don't let them lie.
Listen, 2 big ass, dumb ass blunts or something.
Like one and a half.
They were
I don't think you can sit at the real studio, bro. Really?
Huh?
Ooh,
the real studio,
when we sit in the spaceship, it's constant. I've left there like, can we just sit, order sandwiches?
Let's go.
Touches your soul.
I'm going to come back and go to the spaceship.
Yeah,
it's a day canceler. That's all I'm saying. You just got to be ready. Like when we eat breakfast before.
We go to TJ's on Parsons first.
Got to get stuff.
We've got to have the white trash breakfast.
It's
lots of coffee.
Yeah.
And I mean that with all due respect. White trash breakfast.
Yeah, it's the best. It's greasy, dirty. It's wonderful. Just like white trash.
Yeah,
so we get up on that.
That's a gravy.
It is literally like most of the time one is lit before the next one goes out.
Sometimes I don't know what to do with my. So I just roll another blunt. It's like the artist. I gotta be creating something all the time. So we'll be talking, and it's like, you know what it is? Some people have fidget spinners. I roll blunts. I can roll blunts.
I'm not
moving. Just
look at this.
That's why it gets so weird. You start listening to some of these, and like about the hour and a half mark, it just turns into a bunch of people.
Here's how far
honey holes. We'll call them.
Here's how far we go back. We go back so far that I didn't even smoke weed yet when I met this guy. Like I would like maybe every now and then you can talk me into like.
Yeah, hit it. That's crazy. That should blow like a freight train.
Right.
That's
right.
I don't even believe it.
I just have sex with you so below the whole time. I said, oh, but that was great.
They'd be like, you sure? Okay.
Yes.
If you don't mind that I'm not stubborn.
And at one session of my career, we smoked. I think I listened to Wiz Khalifa Cushion Orange the whole time.
Just repeat. Keep it up.
Oh man.
There's about, I'll say 3 people in the world that probably still know me from the age that before I started to write.
And they're probably like your parents.
I know.
I still don't. I mean, let's just be real.
I don't think I have anyone in my life besides like a couple family members that know me before I started smoking.
Yeah, it's rare.
Yeah,
I mean, I was like 13, 14.
I judge people if, did you know me before I had tattoos? That's like, if you knew me before I had sleeves, like.
We go back.
Remember this friend?
Yep. I feel like we're like that. Neither of us were super covered yet. You had some work, but not covered.
Well, yeah, I had a little bit of work because you filled some stuff in for me.
Got everything like
tight and connected. You did all my wings on both sides, my neck, my chest. Yeah, I wasn't. You redid that for me.
What's it like when you get together with a whole bunch of other creative people and you're all covered in tattoos? Do you get on the conversation or do you dance around it or stay away from it?
We compare pieces, like people, you know what I'm saying? And then we talk about the pain because I just want to know how people deal with the pain. I just, you know what I'm saying?
Right. What's your process?
Yeah, what's your process?
Right.
I like it because opportunity to take my mind and put my mind somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And you can't just do that. To me, like just every day. You can zone, but you can't be like, okay, yeah, this shit hurts, but I'm gonna go over here and think about this is going on over here.
That's why I do jiu-jitsu.
Oh, you do jiu-jitsu?
As weird as it sounds, the only thing you're worried about right then is not diet. So you're very focused. There's a bunch going on, but it is very clearing to just be like, I'm only focused on this. I'm not thinking about the house. I'm not thinking about the car. I'm not thinking about the grass that needs cut, the work, all of that. It's one focus, one thing, and to be able to find that availability to zone out is insane. Same reason that we get tattooed. Like,
so one of my clients, his name is Jordan Duggar, and his page is called Duggar Aesthetics. He's like the trainer's trainer.
Right.
But he had this post today, and it was about basically like if you want to master your craft, you need to focus intently at it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's funny that you just bring that up, because I've been thinking about it all morning, because he was applying it to like fitness or like careers, but like as I was watching this little 5-minute video, he puts all kinds of videos on like bettering yourself.
Right.
But like as I was watching this video, it's everything he's saying applies to like art and tattooing and music. Like if you can't just love it and do it every now and then while you're distracted by things on your phone. You've got to like focus intently. And then he even gets into the brain science of it. And I smoke a lot of weed, and I have smoked a lot of weed today, so I can't remember. But it started with him. But it's like this bond that like wraps around the neural connections and makes them stronger when you're actually like dedicating focused attention as you're learning something new or as you're sharpening a skill. So like it's not like you're just going through the motions and doing it out of muscle memory. You're doing it out of like brain power and muscle memory.
So can I speak on
like
that?
Focused attention. Yeah.
So I went to a lot of people don't know this. Like I have a certification, a high certification in mix and master and audio engineering.
Nice.
Yeah, live and because I got tired of waiting on
people to mix my shit. You're right.
Anyway, so the way it was. So as an artist, people held that against me.
Yep.
That was the way they could try to control me.
He's doing this thing.
Yeah, so I'll take my time to mix his shit. No, okay, now you ain't got to do nothing. Anyway, so I went to the recording recording workshop in Chillicothe.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
I used to work on Period Street.
Bro. So their technique of teaching us the musical programs and all the dBs and the frequencies is that right there. And I didn't understand it at first because we first went in there and they told us, they said, listen, we're going to ramrod your brains with this shit so fast, you're going to grasp it. But guess what? You have to keep exercising after this is over with to keep grasp because you're going to grab so much and know how to do so much so fast. And that's exactly what it was. Incredible, like how fast that I learned that shit. Bro, it was like we was in class for like 4 hours a day, and then we was straight to the analog studio. They had a major analog studio that teaches us how to do back in the day, from analog to tape.
Nice.
And then they had a digital studio that taught us how to do today. We know how to mic everything. Like I can mic a whole live band. I know what mic to put on the toms, the kick, the bill. You know what I'm saying? I know how to mic horns. I know how to mic.
So what you're saying is when House City comes and we need a little all-room tweaking,
you don't have no problem. I do all of that.
I'll set you up. I'll take care of you. I help with the AV. We run all the cameras, all the sound and all that.
So we need to talk after this because I have a film production company too. Right now we're just doing corporate PSAs. We need to talk.
Absolutely. Always open to new ideas. I have zero control over any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a little baby helper, but Derb is always open to options to making money with equipment.
You just say right there, you have resources. Like, you know, I do that. That's right there's a resource.
I'm a people person. I'm a guy. If you need something, I know the guy or have the connection.
I told you, it became best friends.
We clicked in the parking lot.
That's what I'm saying. They
locked it in.
Best friends.
What's the song?
Guess.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to get off of here.
All right, Jordan.
We missed you already.
Do some Seattle stuff out here. I don't want the girls to be waiting for me anymore.
Okay, awesome. Well,
Thanks
enjoy your trip. We'll see you next week.
Good to meet you, big dog.
Yes, it was good to meet you too. Have fun, guys. I'm glad I was able to pop on for an hour.
Cool.
Thank you,
see you, Jordan. Thanks for
bye, guys.
For a bit.
Later, brother.
Yep. Bye.
Yeah, I'm a guy. I believe that your network is worth more than your bank account. I will spend every dollar I have because I know that inside of Columbus, Ohio, I can make 4 phone calls and have some sort of income. We can figure it out. I mean, I'm not a master of any trade, but I dabble in a lot of shit. So I could probably get out the Rolodex and find some work. And we've talked about moving out of state and stuff like that. I'm like, I could not rebuild the network that I have here.
What?
I mean,
No
the city's
way.
been really good to all three of us.
Yes.
The city's been really
That's
good.
true.
You know what? It
You know
took
what I
me to
mean?
move to Florida
to figure that out.
What?
Yeah.
I went down there in instant. Everything was like, like I was like, damn, I can't go.
I went an hour away. I
We're
went down
here,
to the coffee
here,
for a little
We
bit.
can go
Did the
into
whole
like
thing.
any club and walk through the back door.
Right.
Like, oh, there's a line out front. I'm going.
Never
through the
mind.
kitchen.
I get upset when I have to wait in lines now. I'm like,
I like it when somebody's
whose
like,
place is
"Come on,
this?
why
Hold
are you
on.
waiting in line? Come on,
Let's
like,
go.
pull me through the back door. Say hi to.
I worked at a rock
Grab
club
wings
for
on
years and
my
years
way.
and years. I know a lot of door guys. Let's just put it that way. So I did security at a Shecky's for probably 8 years. Being inside that circle, man, there's the people that do that because they love it stay in it forever.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's the same 15 faces all over town.
Yep.
Well, I did that too, man. But mine was different. Mine was strip clubs. Like, it's like 15,
It's
16 years
the
old.
same
It's
crowd.
And I started doing it with that though, and then I leaned back and I started doing team nights.
Nice.
I'm saying it.
Little juice bar action. So same gig, hardcore shows. I had a bunch of buddies that played in local hardcore bands, and the only way to get them booked was to pay for the venue. The only way to pay for the venue was to have a juice bar, because these guys didn't know if they'd sell enough tickets to cover the, cover the door. Yeah. So it was hilarious, man, going to these guys that are mid-20s, early 30s up there destroying the juice bar. It was great. It was a good time. Good time. The guys, the 30-year-old or the 60-year-old bartender that had no idea what show was coming that night, and was like mortified of what's happening. And y'all better clean that blood up before you go.
What's that? They're raging.
Oh, dude! If you've never been to a hardcore mosh pit, is a soft way to look at it. Hardcore shows are
straight out thrashing.
Really?
Yeah.
It's high elbows.
You want to break a nose, knock teeth out.
I'm fragile. I stand back.
Yeah.
Let it happen. But yeah, it used to be nice, especially 10, 15 years ago. It was still underground and everything to do. But same idea, man. Guys renting out the smaller venues to be able to do what they love, to put on whatever show they wanted to put on instead of paying into the system they didn't want to be a part of, I guess.
That's kind of where I want to, my thing now with the internet, it opens the world of music up so far. Yeah. And what I don't want to do is I don't want to be boxed in, because I can do and touch a lot of different areas of music. And one of them is definitely kind of a rock inspired. It don't have to be full, but I do like live instrumentation.
Yeah,
that's the way I was raised, the type of music I was raised around. My uncle that got me into music originally when I was 5, when I wrote my first rap song. I still remember it too when I was 5. But anyway.
Wait, you can't bring it up and not do it. You really didn't think I was going to ask. You really didn't think I was going to ask. You're going to bring up a rap that you wrote when you were 5 and expect me not?
The very first rap.
Listen,
I'm so fresh. I know I'm the best because the second DJs put me to the test. Like when I'm in school, they try to bust out rhymes. Something to something. You say you wasted my something. I had it, though. I had it.
At 5, let me tell you about what I was saying about at 5. Probably not anything that rhymed. I probably knew 6 words. So you can't. That's insane.
And then when I did that for my uncle, he took me into his studio. He had a little home studio in back then, which was insane. Nice. But he took me in there and recorded it. And I remember I said "slut" in there, and I played it for my mom on tape, and she whipped my ass.
And it was over.
But then I fell in love with the studio. So that was my first.
When you grow up on the production side, my parents were super religious and involved in a lot of the worship bands.
Absolutely.
What that did was put me in a sound booth when I was 9 and 10. What it did was teach me how to run XLR. What it did was, you know what I mean? It was one of those things that you didn't realize you were absorbing a skill set.
Yeah.
I don't want to say forced, but I was strongly encouraged to play.
Yeah.
So it made me learn instruments, made me learn how to play. Okay, we don't have a drummer this week. Okay, what 5 songs are we playing again? Hold on. What you didn't realize is you became a set maker.
Absolutely.
And you had to learn the same 25 songs you played every Sunday. Once you knew those, you were golden.
Absolutely.
It was production so young that you don't even I never thought that it would be something, even as an adult, I would still use. That's why, like, we'll be at Hell City and something will be going wrong. I'm not the sound guy, but I'll walk over. Wait, that was right. I've been in enough garage bands.
Experience the best teacher, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Trial by fire.
Trial by fire.
Hey, you know what we have to do today? Work that? Oh, okay, we'll figure it out. Plug it in.
See, you know what's crazy? And they taught this in school too. Like the board was intimidating. Like they had a big board there. It's like, don't it look intimidating? Like our first couple of days, everybody was sitting looking at the board like, and then
you realize it's patched and redundant.
And this, every column does the same thing. So it don't matter if it was one or if it was 100. Once you know how to work that one column, you know how to work all 100 tracks. And once he said that, the ball got, that's how small the board got. So it was like, I mean, it just that little sip. I was like, wow.
It's most of it in a live setting is set it. And then you're only worried about a few variables.
Making sure.
So once you've got your house sound set, you're only really worried about when the guy pulls the microphone, you close to the band set, with the band switches, when they've got too much stage noise to keep that balance down. And people that have never thought of a production and walk into a show and think that that's just magically happening, don't realize the science, time, effort that goes into dividing all of that, where what sound is coming from what area, and how
so
not
like
to get
guitar players
back.
over here. That damn, you have to make sure that guitar line is panned away because we was taught basically to set up stage and sound wise. So if the drummers is in the middle, in the back, that's where they got to be here. If the guitar is over here, he needs to be panned over here. If the bass is over here, it needs to be panned over here. And that's the way everything like
it's visual.
It's
visual.
That's how we talk.
I used to get to run a little light board at the rock club, and it was my favorite thing because most of the time it was on auto. You know what I mean? It's just scrolling through the things and just little button boards, you know. And when it was a cover band or somebody where you knew their music, and you actually got to get up there and like add to the shows. People don't think that that's a skill, and to be able to have that kind of intuition to vibe with it, I loved it. It was my favorite thing. People turn around like, oh, that's not auto anymore. And you're just back there. I loved it. I've always been I love throwing the party instead of going to the party, if you know what I mean. I'd rather be on the inside track than the attendee. I think I went to Hell City once to get tattooed. The second time I went, I worked there.
I ain't never been.
No way.
Never. Hold on. I might have lied. Hold up. Was you at Hell City when I came and seen you, Fawn? Is that where you was at?
I feel like we met each other there one time.
I think so.
We went to in Cincinnati. There was a Shane O'Neill production that
Gotcha.
his ex and my sister Sarah and I we all went to, and that was a blast. That was a super fun weekend.
It was a blast.
Definitely. I don't know. After seeing how Hell City runs, it's hard to go to other conventions.
Hell City's so massive.
It just that like the standard
so
of artist sets the bar so high.
Well, it's Apple. Well, I mean, when you can pay for a space, you can fill that space with whatever you want. When you're awarded a space, there's credentials. Not to sound bougie about it as someone that can't draw stick figures, but there's a reason. There's a reason. That Hell City is such a machine and such a large production in comparison. So I remember one of the Empire. I don't think a New York convention. It's going to be huge. It was 1.5 floors, and it was spaced out. It wasn't nearly as visually stimulating. They didn't put any effort into continuous sound.
Insane anyway.
Yeah.
For to Hell City for to tattoo convention, I think that's.
Well, it's been Hell City since.
How many years?
Yeah,
now?
I don't know, man. I'm not the expert.
Dirk would be mad at us for not knowing the exact. So I don't know. You might forget sometimes too.
Yeah, it's been around forever. I don't remember not having Hell City in Columbus, but it's such a big production that when you walk into still excellent conventions with amazing talent there, but it's just not as cram packed. It's not every corner. It's not every niche of the building that you're in is packed full of art and artists.
If you ever hear Dirk talk about like early on when he was like young in his tattoo career, and he was going to other conventions, like, you know, and like you and I know Dirk well enough, we can picture him just like looking around being like, I could do this. I could make this better. Like that could be better. That could be better. That could be better. Where like somebody else, it might not have even occurred to them that there could be like visual stimulation everywhere. It might not have occurred to everybody that you can get good live acts that are worth like hanging out and like watching as well as watching tattoos being done. But like you can tell when Dirk was young, he would just like walk around and be like, I know how I can make that better.
It's the
like,
production
I know
mindset.
how I can make that better.
It's the production. We just touched on it. If you didn't step back and look at big picture stuff like that, you never see how it can be improved, what can be different, what you can pick and choose from things to build and grow your own. So it's one of those. It takes a mindset of somebody looking at the other side of the coin and not just there shocked and awed by what's going on. I mean, you really got to think of the effort that goes into putting on an event like that. It's like everybody wants to throw weddings.
It's such a big machine, but there are so many tiny little moving pieces. Each piece, you've got to pick the right person to do each step of the chain, or each piece of the puzzle. You got to pick the right person or the right company. Like so many little things. You've put events and stuff together, you know, like even
Yeah, man, I like when I'm the event coordinator. I don't like when I'm the investor because seriously, because I like I'm a perfectionist when it comes to things. So I like designing, making sure the sound, lighting, all the production is tight. And then when you're the investor, you do it, but then deep down inside, you're more worried about it if people are gonna show up, how much money you're gonna make, instead of just focusing on.
If you make it good, everything falls into place.
It's one of those things too, you have to realize that when you're doing large scale events, it's not what is going to go wrong. It's when is something going to go wrong. There's always one thing that gets overlooked, bypassed, forgotten, left at the other location, whatever it is. And it's one of those things. It's like, I used to cater a lot. I'd be like, you get on location, you're like, all right, what's the one thing? Find it, and we can get over and just move on and get our jobs done. Because it was like,
it's like
always
every episode,
no matter how professional
even
you are.
the ones that seem the best, every episode that we do, we have one or two little technical glitches. Like no matter how much planning we have, there's always like one little thing here or there that like, oh, I should have thought of that ahead of time. Or, oh, I should have run through that one more time. Or there's always those little things, but like one of the tricks is to like roll with it gracefully.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh well,
like,
I guess this is what we're doing
whether it's
now.
a huge event, whether it's a little piece of art, whether it's music, whether it's a performance even, like you can't like stop a performance halfway through and be like, scratch that. You can't stop a tattoo halfway through because your client like jerked or got the hiccups or
bands that restart.
Or
who started that song over? No.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But there's magic into just like being graceful and like just going with the flow, and like knowing that not necessarily bad things, but like the unexpected is always going to happen. Absolutely. Like no matter what you prepare for, the unexpected is going to happen. So you just got to roll with it gracefully. If you fumble, pick up the ball and keep rolling with it. Like if you stay frustrated, if you let it hinder the whole rest of the project or production. Or
does Hell City have music? Like
yeah, absolutely.
Like live performances.
All 3 nights.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yes, sir. All varieties.
Really?
Yeah, just yesterday, T Double was down there showing my client his rap video.
The T Double Mac.
Yeah, so if you go to Derb's YouTube channel and scroll back a couple of years, you'll see T Dub giving a live encore performance on the Hell City main stage.
It's gold.
It is pure gold.
It is gold.
I see Tony so often that I forget how talented he is sometimes. Like, isn't it funny when you're around talent that you almost take for granted? Like
people
that it just becomes like normal, and you forget like how special like this skill that somebody has.
Little baby hidden talents that you don't really showcase, and suddenly you see them and you're like,
oh, I forgot you were brilliant.
You've been juggling machetes your whole life and you never told me? Like you can breathe fire? What? Or insert whatever talent.
Shit.
That always blows my mind, especially in this industry specifically. All these people don't just paint. They don't just tattoo. You think art's so subjective and so wide and so versatile that I think they don't have a million other things to express themselves and be creative with and enjoy. And it's cool to see those other areas bloom.
Yeah, where one creativity feeds the next.
Yeah.
One hidden talent just pushes the other one a little bit further. Yeah, I was really excited for you when I heard that you were getting into production because I just felt like, I don't know. I mean, back on previous records, I just remember you being frustrated a few times that we hung out because you were waiting on a track to come back. You were waiting on it to be ready. And I look around your studio and your MIDI was sitting there. You had your giant Apple and it was like the mothership, but with marble floors.
Right.
So the first time he's like, "Yeah, come to my house. I've got a studio set up." And I'm thinking, I've seen other recording studios, where it's the spare bedroom.
2 egg-boards.
Yeah, spare bedroom, condenser mic hanging.
I got my laptop and garage band. Let's go.
I wouldn't have judged if that's what I walked into, but I go into the house and the house was beautiful. It was a beautiful home. I'm a sucker to mid-century, so architecturally that house was right up my alley, and it had a screen behind it with a little brook. Yeah. So anyways, so I'm like, oh well, this is nice. And then we go out to the garage, and there's this steel door that looks like either a vault or bodies. I don't know. It just steel door, and then you open it up, and there's this nice futon marble floor, soundproof wall, mic, soundproof everything, and it was oh,
we all knew
you have a recording studio
in the neighborhood that the exterior did not match the interior.
Yeah.
You go to your buddy's house, everything is a museum clean, and they've got art on all the walls. You're just I was expecting something completely different. You want to take my shoes off?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Right.
Yeah, but he had this amazing studio before he became an engineer. Back in those days, he'd be waiting on tracks, and it was but can't you? But I guess naively, I didn't realize how much goes into it. I know audio and visual, audio and video, I know it's complicated and tricky. However, it is so many layers upon so many layers. And then what are you doing with it?
Yeah.
Because now that's a whole different chapter and everything's totally different.
Yeah.
So
it's one of those things that you can break down audio to individual, every single frequency that comes through the ting of this to this different ting of that to be its own individual. So can you do sound generically and say everything inside these bulk frequencies is this knob? Yeah. And it sounds okay. But when you can break it down to these little itty bitty threads that weave the tapestry, and you can control everything.
Weave the tapestry.
And you can take
with his spirit fingers.
You can take the drummer wheezing in the background out.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you, when they did our first big project in class, right? We thinking, all right, he's like, yeah, we're gonna give you guys your first mixing project. So everybody thinking it's gonna be some hip hop or R&B. Hell no. They took metal, death metal.
Yep. Super technical, super loud.
And they gave it to us like this. No babbles. He was screaming. The guitars were screaming. Everybody, and you had to go through and break everything down. Bring everything. He had to go first. He had to turn everything down. And
isolate each noise.
You had to mix the tones. You had to mix the kick. You had to mix the band. You had to mix the vocals. You had to mix the guitar, the bass guitar, this over here, the keys. And then finally, the professor wanted to hear that you got there with all that shit. It took 6 hours.
6 hours to be
to
that
mix
wasn't
the song.
Just noise garbage.
Nah, to properly mix and what we call master the song. It was a 6-hour process from screaming demon. Now, there was some people that got done earlier because we took a break in between at the 3-hour mark, but they knew what it took because they all did it. And to get it right, precisely right, and mixed, and it was like a 5.5, 6 hour process.
And it takes a year to be able to tune into that, especially if it's not your particular
Oh my
style.
God. It was shocking. It was like, put the earphones on, like, I was like, oh shit. What is
Layers and layers and layers and layers.
And it's like, I think it was like 67 tracks.
Oh Jesus.
67. So as a rap
So the
artist,
drummer had like 700 symbols.
as a rap artist, I might have 8 if I just want to get free with it. Now we had in the beat, we might have another 20.
Right.
That's still 28, but with 67.
You can't see it all.
Bro, it had multiple guitars. So it was a bass guitar, a lead guitar, acoustic guitar, and another kind of guitar.
Nice.
Then it was like keys, but different type of keys, organs, and yeah, it was just insane. And then he was the main vocal. The main vocals had like 10, 12 layers. And then he had backup vocalists. They had about 4 or 5 each. It was completely insane.
Can you imagine that sound set? Like live? Could you imagine setting that stage?
They would have to pay me a lot of moolah.
I had some buddies that played in a 6-piece, heavy, very technical metal band. And they'd show up to stages and they'd be like, sorry guys, we don't have enough equipment for you guys to set up. And they'd be like, we have booked and sold tickets to this venue. Just get shut down.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
That's why I try my own sound when I do shit. And I tell them you're gonna pay me if somebody book me a club or anything. Well, this extra price is for my son. We have sound well, I don't trust it.
Yeah.
Because as me being an underdog at this point, I know what my shit.
Let me control my own
exactly.
variables.
You just tell your sound man to keep going. Whatever y'all's gonna pay him, pay my people for him. Because I want to bring my own. And people used to get mad at me, but at the end of the day, it worked out best for me and me not fucking somebody up.
Right.
You know, beating up the engineer. Oh, because I will fuck the engineer up.
Well, not even that.
I don't play that.
When you have sound people that know your set,
exactly.
They know when you're switching mics. They know when you're about to come in and yell and scream. And this is the high part. He's coming. Turn you down.
You know what I experienced, man? Sabotage.
Yeah.
Sabotage.
Yeah.
Like if it's an artist that feels threatened, and I don't know, he might have a connection with the club or anything. The headlining artist, I've been done like that before, and it won't happen again. But I don't trust.
Come out. Everybody's mic sounds great. Bye.
Hey, wait. Why might sound like that? Everybody else
is that a D12 line.
So, but at the end of the day, that's kind of when I bought my own mic.
Right.
Like I carry my own. I don't trust that no more.
Yeah.
I got my people. No. It's already battery loaded. Don't just tap me right on in. Or I got my own mic. My DJ got his own. Like we have our own setup. That way, I mean, number one, it's more efficient. Number two,
you're keeping your sound consistent
and keeping your brand. That's what
your sound is. Your brand. Exactly. And so when you're trying to market the same thing, you go and see a show and it's trash. You're not going to turn around.
Hell no! You can buy the CD or go download it for sure.
Nothing. So you got to keep this.
But then you want to tell somebody else was shit, so they ain't gonna do it either.
Right. Well, it's just like when you go to a bad restaurant. How many people do you tell when you have a bad meal?
Everybody.
How many people do you tell when you have a good meal?
Maybe
maybe 2. Hey, you want to go there with me next time? It's the same when you go to see a bad show. I've seen so many metal bands that just got screwed by the sound guy because they weren't ready for what was getting ready to be set up. They weren't used to that level of intensity. They didn't know how to blend those sounds. They think everything is drum and bass, and it just rounded out everything they were going to do, and it ruins the ruins the experience.
Like other like artists and technicians, like a good sound man is not a dime a dozen. Like just because a guy has the equipment doesn't necessarily mean he has mastered the art of it.
You know how many people got studios that can't work them? I know 10 people on top of my head right now that has studios and can't work them. Right. So I mean, it's the same science.
But then at the same time, we know people that are doing magnificent things with like a MacBook Pro and let
me break it down simple for you.
You know what I mean?
And now I know people that's on their phone, doing a whole album off their phone, recording mic to their phone, everything.
But it's all about that focus. Back to that focused intention. If you're focusing your intention with the equipment you have, if you're focusing it, you're going to figure out the tricks. You're going to get good at them.
And it's the same of if this is your craft and this is your drive, and this is the tools that are presented to you. If these are the tools that are presented to you to do the job that you need to do, it's going to be a click track and one bass drum, and I'm going to hit it because that's what You do.
Absolutely.
Like my favorite thing about quarantine, I know this sounds dumb, but you know how many songs that came out from the guy in their home studio?
Yeah.
I think Chris Webby's got one. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's because they couldn't stop.
Yeah.
They couldn't turn it off. They couldn't sit there and not do anything. And just like you're saying, it's songs recorded over the phone, over the MacBook Pro. And who cares if it's not the crispiest, because they're still doing what they do.
Absolutely.
And post-production is an amazing thing nowadays. But I mean, you can tweak an auto-tune and drown and isolate this and that, take the squeak out of his voice every time it happens.
Hell yeah. My dude recorded a whole EP, like 12 songs when I first got out of school, in his phone. And he put all up from his phone, emailed it to me, and I took all it down and tweaked it in my computer. And you know what I'm saying, mixed everything down for him real nice, and it sounded really good. He did all his phone vocals and everything.
It's insane. Technology is
insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
I wish I had. We used to record them. Speakers, yeah.
You got the one tape. Yeah.
Everything has just like technology has made everything so much easier for a creative person. Like there are fewer and fewer excuses to not do what you're driven to do.
When I was in high school, we used to take the tape recorder and we would hit record and then run and take it above us to the room above us. So it got everybody and not one set. So you could hear everybody play as a band, as opposed to like in the room, it's all crazy and over loud and overstimulated. And so it was like, all right, run upstairs, hit record, run back down. 1, 2, there you go. So you always had like 6 or 8, 10, 12 seconds before and after everything. Somebody run up.
Oh, like winded.
Yeah. You always made the bass player do it. You got one mic in the whole room.
Everybody scream.
1, 2, 3. Stage noise only.
But got it done.
You had fun.
Got it done.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
My music has always been behind closed doors, and just with the friends. It's never been production of any sort. So we'll patch it together with whatever.
Yeah.
You want to turn the megaphone app on your phone into your microphone, and we'll play acoustics and you scream through it? I'm in.
I think we're about half a blink away from having a Red Tree jam band.
Oh, we are.
The new artist Blake also plays guitar.
Oh,
beautifully.
good. They can stop handing.
So we need to get Dante IPAs and get him playing. Then
Dante,
we'll
the
give
classically
Blake some
trained
IPAs.
guitar player. Like we put that out there.
Yeah, we'll get Blake on the other guitar. We need to get a bass. Derek said if we had an acoustic bass out there, and I wanted to get an acoustic bass for a while.
Do you know who owns an acoustic bass?
Derek has one, I know.
Right.
But like, we had an acoustic bass out there.
I've been here on multiple occasions where the Red Tree Jam Band is going on. You may not think it exists, but it's a thing.
Yeah, I guess it is.
It's a thing.
If you just lay the instruments
hand
around, like creative people just have a tendency to pick them up.
It just happens.
You know, and it's nice to be able to like have instruments just sitting around. Like everybody's so respectful of each other's things. It's like, grab it, play it.
There's no $2,500 spoils out there.
I mean, even if there was, I'd treat it.
Absolutely, I'm just saying.
Like it deserves to be treated.
It's nice to not feel intimidated to pick it up as well. That's community instruments.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always a good time. And again, it's one of those things like, I didn't know you played anything. Look at you go.
Yeah, it's always fun. Like I love being like impressed when a client has like a hidden music talent.
Right.
It's like, oh, we've got this or this. Tony was talking about bringing his keyboard in. We have a keyboard out there too.
Nice. I'll play you guys Frozen.
Keith just came in behind us.
Sneaking in, Keith.
Do you play any music instruments?
I do not.
You don't play any music instruments at all?
No.
We got to learn you some, son.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Join the band.
Yeah. Well, you can be the shaker.
Yeah,
You can do the
shaker.
I've
maracas.
done that before.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, you're in the
Very good
band
at
then.
it, though.
You're in
You
the
can count to
jam
4. You can come jam.
Sorry, no kidding.
band. So we're kind of doing the podcast live over here. Do you want to come show off your bat? Are you ready to share it a little bit?
No, it's
Not yet?
It's at the ugly stage.
Still not yet?
Well, it's at the ugly stage as far as like, I broke out pretty bad.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
itchy and yeah.
It's like,
Clogged pores galore.
It needs some time.
I'll help you with that. I'll help you with that when we get off camera. All right. We won't put you through it, but one of these days we're gonna get you to show it off for us. Yeah, he just had big knees. Do some lettering for him all across like his upper back, shoulder to shoulder.
Big knees. He's amazing. If you want like large letters, he's pretty much the
Anytime
guy.
I do lettering, like he's one of the first ones that I look at, and there are like some classical calligraphers. So I always just like for eye candy, like I'll look at their things to
Start
kind
my
of like
juice this
turn
way.
my like typographer brain back on because I haven't used it in forever. I just recently did some lettering. Did you hear? Did
No,
you see?
I did not.
It was on a noggin.
Brain lettering. I was actually here when you were getting your brain lettered. Yeah. I snuck through.
I was just realizing I did both the same side of both of your guys' heads. Patty twins. Yep.
Everybody was like, "Oh my God!" I was like, "Yeah, it was screw it, horrible."
No, I thought you were gonna snooze on me there for a little bit. I hear the crown is a lot worse than the sides. You're not doing the crown ever?
I can tell. It is. For me, it is up here already.
I'm all right. All right.
What's it like on the face?
No, it's
Same as like side of the head, not bad at all.
You don't realize how used you are to things hitting your face. You bump and hit and scratch and poke and prod. It's not as sensitive as most people. Combat sports will teach you that. You're like, oh, I really thought that was gonna hurt way worse.
It happens so fast. It usually doesn't hardly hurt at all
Yeah,
until a couple days later.
Can't be bigger than your palm, right? Not gonna be there too long.
I don't know. My face, head, and neck always breathe to me. Yeah, it's cool. Wasn't bad at all. And I like it because it's the most noticeable. So
Right.
that's good.
It's funny because generally I leave my hair a little bit longer, and it's like you cut your hair and people are like, oh, I'm like,
Yeah, I got a couple up there.
It was at Thanksgiving last year, and Grandma was like, "Not a tattoo on your hair." Yes.
Yeah, they do not understand it. My mom looked at me like, "Are you going crazy?" Like, no, I'm just expressing. This is my way of expression. You gotta understand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything means something on me, so it's like it's expression. Honestly,
It's art,
yeah.
and all art is subjective. I got it because I like it, not because you like it. We actually brought this up the other day. It was weird how, like, we'll say 15 years ago, it was I got tattooed to stay out of people's bubbles. If you were too ignorant to take the time to have a 30-second conversation with me and figure out I'm not a piece of shit, I don't want to talk to you. Let's just avoid that whole social
Tattoos are
interaction.
kind of like
So
filter.
it was like, let's keep those people just outside of my bubble. And then some prevalent TV shows happened and made it pop culture where tattoos were cool and everybody thought it was acceptable to come and grab your hand in the grocery store and be like, "Ooh, who did your tattoos?"
You know
It's
what
the
is crazy? Like we're grown and we're all pretty covered in tattoos, but like it's common for people to be like Brandon, your son, he's young and he's covered already. Like
I was approached by a young man in Best Buy yesterday, and he was like, "Man, tattoos." And I'm like, "Funny, bud." He's like, "Oh, I'm 18. Where do you get your stuff out? I'm getting ready to get some." I'm like, "What are you getting ready to get, bud?" "So I'm gonna get a big rose across my hands." "What do you do for a living, bud?" He was like, "Well,
let me be your tattoo mentor.
I'm running videos for this. That's what we're here. We're buying a video to make some videos." And I'm like, "Okay." I was 30 before I tattooed my hands. And he kind of looked at me sideways, and I was like, "Buddy, I'm going to try to say this with as much respect and reverence as I possibly can. When it was time, when I decided I didn't want to do the career where my tattoos were acceptable and I had to find another job, my options were narrowed a touch. And being so young, you might not want your first tattoo on your hands. You're get a job at a bank for 20 years first, and then tattoo your hands, face, throat, eyeballs. I don't care." And he looked at me and he was like, "Oh no, it sunk in." And he was like, "Man, I kind of respect that." Like, fucking shook my hand. I was like,
You made
I may have made a difference
Look at
today.
that.
I was just fumbling around Best Buy. But no, it was weird because, like, when I said it, I was like, "I mean, like, get your money or I set your house up first." And he really was like, "That Makes sense. You don't want to work at Taco Bell the rest of your life. I'm not saying you can't have a good job and have tattoos. I love my job.
You don't want to close doors too early, though.
Don't close doors too early. Have that availability. So build your network, build your worth, and tattoo your face.
For me, it was honestly kind of like a milestone moment in my life when I got my hand tattooed. Well. It was like when I decided, like, no matter what, I'm throwing retail out as a backup plan. Exactly. Like I'm in tattooing forever. Like this is what I'm gonna do. I'm never not gonna be an artist at this point. And I I used to be, and I guess I still am. I'm still incredibly proud of my retail resume and like all of the things that I accomplished at a really young age. Like I'm still really proud of that. However, there were like the first few years of my tattoo career where like I would be like frustrated and I'd be like, I'm just gonna go back to retail, kick over trash can.
Right.
So for me, getting my hand tattooed, that means that I can't be a traveling retail manager. I can't be the one that walks into the store and like says, okay, you're hired for this, this, and this. I need you here at this time. This is your responsibility. This is your responsibility. I got to call corporate in an hour. I got to set this meeting up with the mayor. I got to do this. I'm not going to be that person ever again.
It was a moment of I choose to do things my way. I have built my network and my worth outside of needing this extra help. Mm-hmm. It was the same for me. It was one of those like, I don't want to work anywhere that's not accepting of my hand tattoos.
Right. I'm not saying there aren't successful people that are covered in tattoos. But it's just like in the kind of retail that I worked.
I'm not
you're not gonna have neck tattoos, face tattoos, or hand tattoos. It's just the reality. Yeah. Like I enjoyed working in high-end retail, but like not on the sales floor. Like I wanted to be the one setting the store up. I was the one that trained the staff. Right. Like that's what I enjoyed doing. It was like the psychology behind the sales. Right. You know what I mean? Right. It was like everything behind the curtain is what really pulled my trigger. And to like take an empty shell of a building and actually make it into a functional thing in a very short amount of time. Like there's nothing more gratifying than that. Like that was a really cool feeling to have. But now, like being part of this team, I have the opportunity to have my hands in that again, but in a totally different field where like I can be me and I don't have to wear a black suit every day. I don't have to wear like, $300 dress shoes just to like look the part. You know what I mean? Yeah. So for me, getting my hand tattooed, my head tattoos aren't the same. They're so far behind my hairline. If I don't get a haircut for a month, you don't know I even have them. Right. But my hand is like, and it's big. Like it's my all the way to my knuckles. Like it's big. There's no hiding that. Like it would be really awkward to wear a glove to hide things. Like cut the fingertips off.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe. But I love it. I absolutely love it. But when I like made the decision to get my hand tattooed, it was like I was actively throwing away my retail resume. I was actively like pouring fire on it. Like
it was setting I'm never gonna be a banker, just do it.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
it was definitely. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't learn from that. I'm grateful for all of that experience. Yeah. But it was just like the moment, like for myself, that kind of solidified me. Like I'm always gonna do this. I'm always gonna be creating. I'm always gonna be tattooing. I'm always gonna be doing something similar to this. Like that was my like commitment to me and the universe. So I'm off for not getting neck, face, hand tattoos until you are like dead set. If you are self-employed and you're vested, cool. If you are an artist and you're always going to be an artist, great.
If you're an entrepreneur making your own money, do whatever you want. But until then, pay your dues. Your first tattoo should not be your hand. Like, I'm sorry. First tattoo should not be your face, your neck. It should be on your bicep right here, just like everyone else. Be like everyone. Espan has no bicep tattoo. Okay. That's most people.
I have this little guy on the back.
It's just one of those things like most tattoos.
My armpits. Does that count?
That's on the list for me. We're still kind of regretting it.
Nah. Do you have your armpits yet?
No.
Are you
I don't know.
No
I'm
pressure.
still working on knees. I still gotta come up with some beastie. That's why I've been saving knees. Because I've got something crazy right there.
Dude, I'm in filler
It's
mode.
not a race.
Yeah. Oh no, it is a race.
Well, for you,
Derb and
not
I have
him.
a race to finish our bodies.
You're not racing anybody, are you?
Yeah, I ain't racing.
He's not
I'm
racing
racing
anybody.
Derb, I call it.
You guys are both pretty close, though.
We guesstimated the amount of leftover space on both of our bodies. We assumed it was pseudo equal. So he's not going to make me tattoo my neck. That was the only stipulation I made. He was like, all right, then, bet. Everything else filled in. So we'll see. We'll see.
What you want to take today?
Probably the same reason that we're talking about, huh?
Yeah, I'm
Not quite ready to.
I'm in sales. I work in New Albany. I work insurance restoration. So I have to go into strangers' homes. I am not financially secure enough in my industry to have throat tattoos yet. When I get there, bet. When I know that my income
When the time
is based
come,
on
it's gonna
people
be
calling
all
me
gross.
and me not reaching out, bet. But until then, I got wife and kid and cars and shit that need money. So
That makes sense.
for me to be hi, here to sell your everybody wants that cheesy comfort, and then slowly but surely they notice because I wear gloves in most of my inspections. I'm on roofs and stuff like that, so it's like a slow unveil.
They trickle
You
out.
know?
Trickle out a little at a time.
Summer's coming. There's gonna be no trick. I'm getting under his long sleeves and pants. But no, it's the exact opposite of the point I made earlier. It's actually kind of nice now that people can recognize the difference between blued and blown out jailhouse tattoos and people that have actual quality work. So it is kind of a little more socially acceptable to be able to have high-end work on your body. When you're walking up to somebody and they notice that, hey, that took skill, that took time and patience, and you have a lot of skill, time, and patience on your body, it's a little bit more respected than it was, let's say, 5-6 years ago. But I'm not ready to push you yet. Not ready to push you yet. I'll know. The day I stop looking at my bank account, I'll know. I'll be like, oh, wait, I didn't have to care this month. All right.
Did that like 6 months in a row.
Yeah.
Head stop. Cover it all.
That would be good. And I'm pretty. See this? What needs added to this?
He's fake.
I'm not
He's
even
fake. We're all
not
fake.
even gonna touch it.
Definitely.
Today's episode was unofficially sponsored by Red Bull.
I don't have any more
I'm
ideas.
just kind of picking your brain because you've got the Columbus skyline.
Yeah.
You know what? I gotta bring this up. Ben and I the other night we were talking about like real white trash versus hipster white trash, and I just love that
Born to
you wore
work.
a like authentic Guns N' Roses t-shirt today.
I mean, yeah.
Because I was actually like distinctively thinking I need something other than white trash to talk to like encompass the people that I consider like the genuine white trash. Not hipster.
Not hipster.
Yeah, I don't know if white trash is really the right term, but it's the only one I know.
I don't know.
Like the original skater punk band tee before like.
So
it
you're
was
talking about
trendy.
white trash.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't necessarily see any other way to put it. There's only two band tattoos that I have. One is a Guns N' Roses played across my stomach. The other one's the Sniper Cell. You're going to speak to you. So I love the t-shirt, but
Appreciate it.
that whole subgenre is some people are born into that lifestyle.
And some people stumbled
some
into
people
it by accident.
Buy it. For lack
That's
of a
it.
better
Some
term.
people buy that style.
Some people wear the 10-year-old jeans because it's their jeans. And some people bought jeans with holes in them. I don't know how else to say that. And you can definitely tell the difference.
Yes. So you can tell the people where it's just ingrained in their style.
Did you buy that chopper or did you build that chopper? You know, like it's the same mindset. Like you don't have any dirt under your nails.
Ben just bought a chopper.
I had to rebuild it though. I don't never seen dirt under your nails. You know, like, I don't know. It is a weird when people try to, I don't want to say scale down, that's not the right word, but intentionally look different.
Yeah.
Like, I bought this foam trucker hat, it's brand new,
Yeah,
clean.
it's the difference in being like in you and you're wearing it because this other guy on TV wore it.
Right up.
In you. Yeah. Trying to come up with the appropriate term because like white trash just isn't, it doesn't convey the feeling that I have. That's the problem. It doesn't convey the feeling that I have.
I've always considered myself high class white trash. Always. I have several vehicles that say that on it because just a notch above to be bougie enough. You know, like that's how I like to live my life. I like a little extra.
Just an ounce of
Joey
bougie.
had a white trash movie for a while. Didn't he?
Yeah. Trying to resurrect it, bring it back. He did. He actually was a big inspiration. A friend of mine used to have a high class white trash clothing line that he picked up from that same thing. He was like, you know what, we're bringing it back. Okay, you do it, buddy. Yeah, it's just funny. It's funny. I like living one step above.
Just, but only one.
Just one. Humble. I know where I came from. It was funny when we were looking for houses. I was like, all right, it's got to be just nice enough that I left my car unlocked for one night. Not a big deal. Just ghetto enough that nobody's paying attention to what I'm doing.
It's fair.
Right.
It's fair. It's fair. It's appropriate.
And that's a perfect description of where I live. All right. 15 minutes this way is $1 million homes. 15 minutes this way are $15 apartments. It's nice. Good mix. Good mix.
That's kind of how it is right now in Columbus.
Yeah, that's all of Columbus right now.
Seriously, Parsons, you go this way, it's $1 million house.
Yep.
You go this way,
Oops.
but I didn't want to go that way.
Oops. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Well, and Columbus is going through such regeneration, rejuvenation.
Yeah.
People moving here left and right because of the Facebook plant came in. All the Amazon plants are coming in. All the this, that, and the other. So there's a lot of jobs being created right now. So the housing and rental market in Columbus right now is insane. Like it's insane. There's
Wondered what you were digging for. Today's episode has been brought to you by Pete Fago.
You need this to be alive. We're losing. He is settling into the couch.
Settling right in. So we've been going for almost 2 hours now.
No way.
Yeah, we're doing good today.
It's time for a beverage break. Oh.
Careful. Aw. Luckily, we have bounty.
Do you know why they tell you not to bring drinks into tattoo studios? Because there's always one guy.
The quilted quicker picker up.
There's always one guy. Luckily, it's the Red Tree Standby Janitor. Sorry, God.
It's okay.
Sorry, God.
It's okay. We'll Swiffer it in a little bit. There's a trash can right behind you.
Sweet.
Golden. What else
Now
you
it
got going on?
delightfully smells like peach.
Yeah. What else you got going on? You got anything else on the the slow cooker in the background right now? Or you just kind of waiting for the video to come out?
Well, I'm waiting for the video, but I got a new project I'm working on for a lot of people. And I know I put out probably at least 50, 60,000 of the Bitch I'm Local 2. I mean, the first Bitch I'm Local album that I put out in the streets. And we used to run with that everywhere. I think my man Sandman's still in the streets, selling them right now.
Nice.
Nice. So I'm about to do Bitch I'm Local 2. And it's insane. I've been working on a lot of music, even throughout the preschool era when I was going to school. I was still doing music. Like I wasn't actually actively pursuing it.
Music's not one of the things you walk away from.
Hell no. So I got a bunch of music lined up. I got some pretty good featured artists on there, man. And I got some local favorites is gonna be on there as well.
Nice.
But yeah, it's gonna be dope, man. And I want to try to start incorporating. I can't wait to open back up to the shows and stuff like that. I want to start getting back into that. I got some.
Do you ever need a hype man?
What to do?
Let me know.
Hype man. What you do?
Oh, hype all day.
Let me check. Let me. Would you be rapping?
No. I'll stand there and look cool, yell,
That's it. And you tag it. All you gotta do is take your shirt off.
Right. I got you, bro. Let me slender.
Yeah, just a little bit. You good? Not like that too.
Dude, that bod's in. Let me tell you.
Listen, I see it on TikTok.
You see, that is one thing I have not been able to pick up, man.
I feel
I
like
can't
it's
do
just a rabbit hole I don't want to jump down.
I can't. Like, it's just.
So I've been jumping in, jumping out, jumping in, jumping out. But this is the crazy algorithms. The algorithm in TikTok is so high that one TikTok can change your life. And that's just how it is. But it takes a lot.
Right.
Like anybody's on TikTok, you might as well be Steven Spielberg. You gotta make movies and dramatizations all day long.
Right.
Edit them and then upload them. Like it takes a lot. It primarily takes your day. You really have to make that movie someone earlier.
Right.
That's gonna be your job.
Yeah. I keep up with one social, and it's buy a roof from me. Buy a roof from me. Look how cute my daughter is. Buy a roof from me. Yeah. That's it. That's all it's up there. Like it's very, very big. Very, very big.
Yeah.
Look how cute my daughter is.
I can't say this about
He's got to throw that.
TikTok though. TikTok is very educational though.
Right.
I don't like.
I've heard that.
Bro.
How to change a transmission.
Oh
like,
my God, dog! Like, for instance, a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, she just hit me to the miraculous frappuccino. Are you hip?
No.
It's chocolate covered strawberry. It's called the miraculous frappuccino. Go there, ask them. They'll know. It's on TikTok, but they made it. Bro, when I tell you, it tastes like a chocolate covered strawberry. I'm talking about down to the point where they put the strawberry puree in there and you get seed from strawberry.
Jeez.
It tastes like you take a bite.
Okay.
It's dope, but that came from TikTok. So it's stuff like that.
So where are we purchasing this beverage?
Starbucks.
Oh.
Starbucks.
Okay.
The Bucks.
The miraculous frappuccino. It is a strawberry chocolate.
I know we're going all the way home.
It's fire.
I just gonna get a nitro cold brew.
Ooh.
Those are my jam. I almost showed up with some, but I wasn't sure if everybody liked them or not.
I love it, but it is a commitment.
Is it?
It's like crystal meth.
Dude,
It's like liquid
is.
crystal meth of the most delicious variety.
It's
I've never
called
done
espresso.
crystal meth,
I don't
but
know
like
how
this
it's
stuff is
I've
like
never done meth.
I've never done meth, but like Sarah and I drove all the way to Florida on 2 nitro cold brews each.
It's
from Marion, so an
it's
hour north of here, all the way past Ocala, Florida,
it's heavy.
all night.
It gets you going.
Nitro cold brew.
It's the caffeine just hits you different. I don't know if it's because it's cold. I don't know if it's because it's how it's made, but I can have one. Jittery.
I start talking so fast.
My jaw just hurts.
I hadn't seen Derb in like a week and a half because he was on vacation and I had some days off too. So I come in and like he knew the day before, like we had been texting, so he knew I had some ideas that I needed to talk to him about that I was brainstorming about. But I came in and I had already had one nitro cold brew that day and I had another one in my hand. I'm like, oh, hey Derb, let's talk machines, and let's talk this ink stuff. And like in 8 minutes, I feel like it was probably like
a lot. Especially
later on after I like calmed down and was like, hey, sorry to bombard you with all that earlier. I was on my second nitro cold brew.
Especially when you're used to talking to someone that is generally in a relaxed state of mind and everything comes off that same tone. So when somebody comes at you,
especially when it's like you've got bottled up stuff that you've needed to talk about and then add too much caffeine and then more caffeine.
Yeah.
And that must be how Eminem does it.
My day is a balance.
Like, because I can't think as fast as the words come out. So he's got to be on like 17 nitro cold brews.
Oh my God, who is that?
I'm talking about Eminem. Like
he's
spitting super
fast.
fast.
Yeah, I'm about to say Jesus Christ.
My day is a constant balance between staying intoxicated enough to like myself and caffeinated enough to be awake. Like that's my whole day. Keeping that balance. It's right that line.
It's fair. It's fair. Huh.
It really is. My boss even gets it. He's like, hey, you're on the caffeine side. Take a break.
Calm down. You're vibrating.
Wow. So how does it taste? Is it good?
Oh yeah, I always get it with extra sweet cream.
It tastes
a
like
really
a
smooth
black
cold
cup of
coffee.
coffee. So anything that you can do to a black cup of coffee to make it delicious, you can do to nitro.
but it's cold brewed, so it's somehow pressed and something. I'm not really sure how
There's
it's
a
made.
wizard back there that waves his
I like cold coffee anyway too. I do.
Yeah, you like
Especially in
cold
the
brew,
summer.
man. It's so good. I love donut. I mean, and I'm a Tim's girl. I like Tim Hortons. That's my favorite.
Oh, I'm gonna push the pop button in the morning guy. Because
Folgers. Breakfast blend.
Yeah,
We had this talk the other night.
Like the
You're
Bucks blend.
bougie. Yeah, you're bougie. Bougie
But-
with your coffee.
I'd rather make it at home just because then it's how I want it, the strength that I want it. And right now, I don't have to wait in line. I don't have to talk to
Do you
anybody.
think coffee helps you like wake up and get with it and be more creative? Do you think it helps like zone you in, or do you?
So I speedball. What I mean by speedball is I like coffee and weed.
Yeah, every morning.
So it
That's my
evens me,
jam.
it evens me out, but
Leave me
I
hanging.
like. Oh,
Left.
I'm sorry.
Just
Left
left
me
it.
hanging.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Left me hanging the whole
I'm
time.
sorry.
I even interjected an additional high
Oh.
five. and you
It's
got
all right.
nothing.
It's all right.
But yeah,
Same. I think that's every person that functions this way
Yeah.
is. They need that balance first thing in the morning. Hell City tradition, coffee and blunts on the patio before we do anything for the day. So I get it.
It makes me more creative. Like, I mean, see, things with me about creativity though, with my life is times. So my most creative times either early in the morning or late at night. Because I just like tranquility. Like I cannot focus and do music. Honestly, I've learned that, especially since I got a little older. I can't focus and do music effectively when it's a ton of things going on around me, because I like dim lighting, I like tranquility, I like to just be focused in where I'm at. And if it's not like that, then it's like
I get lost in the headphones, man. Once
yeah,
they're on,
I
I
like
just play
distraction.
it.
Like, oh, what? Hold on, I'll be in a minute. You try to get in the zone, you try to get in and be like, huh? What, huh? And it's like, fuck it. So it's like,
When I write, it's one of those things. It's like I almost just record it because it's right now. It's happening right now. 5 minutes later, what I was just thinking is going to be different. And if you're truly trying to capture that, what's in your head right now, not a rethink, not a reanalyze, not a, I'm going to rework this. If you want that raw, this is the moment on paper. I record it.
yeah. So voice memo,
Even if it's text, yeah,
voice memo,
into
bro.
text.
I can go to mine right now. I got all kind of songs.
I make them print it out. I want it in writing, so that way if I want to edit it later, I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, same. I'll speak to text and write it out because.
Yep, I do too. I made religion like that. I went to audio engineering school. That's how I made religion. I was driving, and I don't even know where it came from. I think I'm about to change. I'm like, what the fuck is that mean? Like, and I did it. And then the people in school when I was down there, man, it was weird. It was like 17, 18, 19. They told me, they said, Rick, that song is going to be big. They were singing it in class. The professor's like, what are y'all singing? Nice. It was like Rick's song he made, because I was the only one to have my own studio.
Nice,
so, brothers,
nice.
Let me tell y'all this story, right? So at this time, fun, it was like, man, we was like me and Best latter years, but we were still together when I went to school. So I'm coming out there in Bets and Range Rovers,
right.
you know what I'm saying? So they looking at me like, so when they tell me what I needed, I was like, I want to be by myself. I really don't want no roommates and all that, man, because I had a lot of things. But it was like, well, this ain't the way you're gonna do it. I was like, all right, cool. Fast forward, my one guy came down there for a week and left, and the other dude ended up getting kicked out because of tuition. So I ended up having this big ass cabin house to myself. Anyway.
Just what you wanted anyway.
Just what I wanted
anyway. You spoke
anyway.
it into creation.
So I put my bedroom up in the attic. I'm just a weirdo like that. I want to be in the attic by myself. But then I turned one of the rooms into a studio. You know what I'm saying? And I had the bud and everything. So everybody came over there, party to my crib. Yeah. But I was experimenting with music at that point. And I made religion at that very time. Like, and I played, I remember, I'll never forget it, but I played it. And we was smoking. I played. I was like, tell me what y'all think about this. And they went crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you just made that. I'm like, yeah, I just made that right here. It was like, oh my God. So in that house in Chillicothe right now, if somebody would go in that closet and look up in that wood, it's Rick Rain, Religion. I don't know, April something, 2017. I wrote that in the wood. I staged it with the kitchen light.
That's nuts.
You sitting there.
That's nuts.
So when that goes, I'm gonna go back down there. But hey, can I get that wood, please?
Buy the cabinet, right?
Buy the crib.
That's fine. I want the spot.
Or they can make it historical. They can make it a historical monument.
Just make it a B&B for your fans.
Yeah. buy it and redo it and make it Airbnb.
3%, bro.
You said who's paying the manager? Who's
No.
that?
My wife made
His
it.
wife is my manager.
Hey, you got some skills in there too, big dog.
I'm just I'm
Negotiator.
an idea guy with no follow through. That's what I am.
Just takes the spark.
That's
man.
all it takes for me.
Spark.
I go ahead.
Right.
I listen like, what? What you say? Yeah, that's great. But that is an idea. That is an idea, and it's definitely there too. They don't even know it. They probably know it now, but they don't. They don't probably know what
Realize what it actually is.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, it's there.
You should have a outside investor purchase it for you, so they don't know you have a vested interest in the property. Going under an LLC, and that way they don't charge you because you want it.
I wonder if they even sell it because it's on their property as part of their it's part of the program because they.
Everybody has it for sale price. I mean, everybody has it for sale
price. No, that'll be there like, oh, this is you gotta pay extra to
You
stay
say
in this
here,
suite.
yeah, this one has magic in it.
Or just sublease it through them and you own it. Let them do all the bullshit and you still set it up and just make it. Drink Fago.
Just drink some Fago. Marinate on those ideas a little bit.
That would be dope, though. That would be. That
I sit there right now.
That was creepy, man.
Cabin and chili, I bet.
Yeah, it was creepy. It was a tranquil quilt of creepy.
I lived in Chillicothe, man. I lived in Kingston, so
it was weird because the house was like real, like it was kind of older, like they're like cabins, but it was just I don't know. People was like, "Well, you stay in that big ass house by yourself?" I'm like upstairs in attic.
I moved into the corner, isolated myself in the corner.
Attic, and I had this big ass TV. Everybody has that little TV. I bought a 65, and it's like people come home like, bro, I'm like, bro, it's surround sound.
I'm an adult.
You know, I felt like you ever seen the movie Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield? That's how I felt like. I swear to God, dog, I felt like that.
That's funny.
I felt like that. I got the studio in my crib. I got my refrigerator loaded. I got
mad.
Everybody coming through, kicking it. But then they finally pulled me out. Listen, so the one time they pulled me out for a party, I did not party with everybody. I used to be there making music. They thought I was just like, just let him go. That's all I did. That's all I was there to do. But anyway, the one time I come out to the party, man, I get into it. The one time it was defending one of my friends because he had got drunk and confessed his love to one of the females there that wasn't feeling me.
He shot his shot.
Fella.
I'm just seeing it go down and down and down, and I try to grab him up, and then the one guy just kind of spoke, and he was on the other side, like he was different. Well, he was himself, and
you're my favorite person right now. I've never seen someone backpedal so fast.
Because I have no problem with that, but what it was, he was super flamboyant.
Yeah.
And outspoken.
Yeah.
And the whole entire time I had never even spoke to him. You know what I'm saying? He was just like, oh, you ain't the boss of everybody here doing. I said, whoa, hold up. Only thing I'm telling my man is like, come on with me. You're drunk, and everybody here is laughing at you like.
Let me save you some face.
Let me save you some face, because tomorrow you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be
mad. Yes.
Why ain't nobody else in here? Is what I'm saying the same thing.
Somebody should have stopped this a minute ago.
Yeah, for some reason, bro, dude just had.
Took it the wrong way.
Yeah, nah, he just had a problem with me. I'm not like an issue with me because he said stuff like, well, everybody thinks you're this. And I'm like, well, you always in class clowning, like, but because I'm the guy in there with sunglasses on because I'm high as shit and everybody in there know it.
And I'm the one in the party making music.
Thank you.
So,
like, I'm happy to go, why?
Yeah,
man, it was just weird. So I got to tell him, and then I told him, I said, man, listen, regardless of how you do what you do in life, you're a man, and I'll take you outside and whoop your ass. You understand me? I'll hit you with that goddamn table. Like, stop playing with me. Everybody's like, oh, because I never was like that. I'm always the laughing, giddy. But the game is over. That way.
Yeah. We had to flip.
But guess what he did?
So respect is there.
At the end of the day, we didn't speak for the rest of the school that we didn't speak no more. But at the end of the last day, when everybody said they goodbyes, he came up to me and apologized. You know what I'm saying? You say, you know what, man, you're a bigger person. I should have done that. And I was intoxicated. I said, I wasn't. I just came across the street. You know what I'm saying? I was in there making music to see what was going on, to let y'all know I wasn't bougie, tell everybody, hey, how y'all was doing. And then that occurred. I said, that's why I didn't come out.
Right.
But he apologized and we made it was cool. I mean,
Cooler heads.
It's nice when like sometimes egos butt heads,
Yeah.
sometimes, but like when everybody like goes through these motions and learn together and like gain these skills together. It's
Yeah.
really cool to see like, oh, there's a respect
Right,
in there. Where
right,
before
right.
it might have been this
Absolutely.
reckless relationship, but now
Anytime-
there's like a mutual respect, and it's really cool. It's really cool to be in a setting to actually see that
Yeah.
growth happen in
Yeah.
another human being.
So let me tell y'all something, Cole. I'm sorry I didn't cut you off, but let me tell you something, Cole, about this. This Chillicothe, Ohio. I mean, a lot of people leave here and go to Full Sail, places like that, right? This place is right here in our backyard, an hour away, a fraction of the price of Full Sail. But it's an excellent, excellent experience. It was only one other person in there from Ohio.
Really?
We had 17. So we started off with 22 students in their class, and it went down to 17, a couple of whatever. There was only one other person in there from Ohio, not Columbus,
Sad.
from Ohio. But it was people in there from
So do
Antarctica.
people just not realize that the school is here or this
It's
close?
the same thing we was talking about earlier, where people don't respect where they come from.
Right.
It's not, so it's just not a
right
human
at your
being.
doorstep, so you
It's a
don't even-
mindset. So since it's right here at the doorstep, it ain't shit.
Right.
I would go to Full Sail because it's in Florida.
You been to John Swab in town?
What's that?
You ever been to John Swab studio here in town?
Yes, I have. Yep,
You know where John Swab studio is.
Yes,
That's
I
right. So when people drive by that, they would not even understand
Not a
the
clue.
magnitude that is behind that door.
Not a
It's the
clue.
same mindset.
Yeah.
It's the same idea.
But guess what? There was people there from New Zealand, Antarctica, Texas,
Right,
Florida,
right.
and they like, oh my God, this is great. They love it. But our people, you can't. When I went into the Guitar Center, I told the people, it was like, oh, I heard it was dope, man. But I went to Full Sail, but I heard it was dope. I said, so before you made the decision, I said, because listen, Full Sail was on one of my options. But when I found out and I done the research, and then I looked, bro, listen, they have so my which is, I know he's still one of the top dogs there now, but my professor at the time, this is the year I was there when Beyonce played the Super Bowl.
Okay.
My professor is the one that did the lead guitar. We was in class when he got the phone call and he got excited.
He's not teaching, he's still doing it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
That's what's up.
He got the lead, and guess why he got it? Because one of the students, one of my alumni, graduated out of the school, went on to become an assistant director to Beyonce. Beyonce's in the studio like, yo, we need a lead guitarist to play this part. He said, oh, I got somebody. So he reached back in his Rolodex, called his professor, man.
That's you just described the Disney movie Soul.
Exactly.
The first 10 minutes of that movie, at least,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
That's fucking great because touched back to town.
Yes, man.
Man, being plugged in like that's nice.
And this when you go into recording workshop, they have all these plaques of people and where they went, who they worked with, and Grammy nominated projects they were on, or Grammy Award winning, or country singles. Like they have everything in there. And this been going on since it's been in our backyard since I think they said that first year was like 75.
Jeez.
And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't find out about it until like a year or two before I went 17, so 15.
Jeez.
Right in our, and it's so sweet, bro. Everything is right there in this building. They have
less than an hour from Columbus.
Yeah.
so they teach you not only that. So let me tell you the fun part. I also know how to do scoring, movie scoring, video scoring. So when we went in these classes, they gave us a blank matrix screen. So I know how to do Foley work. So it was up to us to be like, pour, on the mic,
Right. Old school radio shit.
Know how to do all that.
I love it.
So, but I didn't know how big a market the Foley work, but that's a huge market.
That'd be a blast.
But yeah, I learned how to do all of that. So
That'd be a blast. What a fun job just to make noise.
Just to make noise.
Anytime you got a gig like that, I will come and make noise.
You wear high heels. Nothing that you hear on TV is real.
Oh, for sure.
All this. So we had to do that with the Matrix. Oh shit! With the Matrix and all that, it was a blank screen. So we had a connection to an HD sound platform. So we can push in there 1976 Ford Mustang left door closed, and I'm gonna pop up. Somebody went out on site and recorded it. So it's a website just for that, bro. So
that's
it's insane. So you learn this and you can put shit. So when part of our project for our finishing project was we had to finish the Matrix with no sound to a full seen like what.
So if you're hip to this
yeah.
noise library, let's call it this raw noise library, and then you know how to like program your own sound.
Yeah.
So you're saying
You can take any noise and turn it into your background music
Yeah.
and play it on a MIDI or
You're
a
saying
MIDI.
Yeah. So like not a lot of my music, and when
I'm
people
just
listen
thinking
to
the freedom you have
Yeah.
when you know that these tools are
And these
available.
are royalty
to you.
free. All royalty free, and I mean, like me and my producer get together. I want my stuff to be animated. Like if people hear religion when it comes on,
I love it.
Got like these cinematic.
I'm always thinking performance. That's what I'm always thinking presentation. I was thinking video. I was thinking performance.
Yeah.
That's where my mind is at because it's beyond just making a song right now. Like we gotta build this. Because when we come on stage, they go, oh, and they see this smoke come up and the church appear. They're like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about.
Full production.
And that sound is so important. The ambience is so important to bring people into it. And that's what I know.
Well, since you set your own sound at your shows, you can cater to that.
Crazy. I'm already.
I see your broad scheme, bro.
Because if sonically we have to connect with people, then I'm going to learn how to connect with people sonically.
Your brain is designed to send and receive electronic signals on its base function.
And it's deeper than music.
Let's figure that out. That's all I'm saying. Let's figure it out.
Deeper than music.
That's why we all sing. That's why we all chant. That's why we beat a drum. That's why we hear the same
every day.
So some people get it, some people don't. And that's why I don't get mad when people don't like what you like. Because it's like, okay,
You just sound
your
different.
frequency's just a little bit different.
We're good. I like a little bit of everything.
Let's figure out where they do.
Exactly. Because it's a connection somewhere. It's a connection somewhere. And that's all I'm trying to tap into. Like I was just saying earlier, I want to tap into different genres.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell me the same people that like Jay-Z, Tupac, or even like Amigos or something like that don't listen to Bruno Mars or fucking Andre Grande or Jenny Ayenko.
Exactly.
It's the same people.
Exactly.
It's like collaboration by nature. Just by hearing music, you're going to be inspired by it. Just by hearing music, you can learn. Like you can hear new tricks that you can then apply. It's like the magic of like this energy couldn't have happened if this energy didn't happen before it, which couldn't have happened if this energy didn't happen before it. And all of these people had to meet each other, and all these magic sparks had to happen. And people also had to be motivated enough to actually record it, put it down.
Absolutely.
Like it takes a lot of magic sparks.
That's what we talked about earlier
creative.
with the whole Woo situation. You know what I'm saying? It was, and that's how I feel. You know what I mean? I felt like I asked the universe, like, show me a sign.
And the universe was like, oh, you didn't ask yet.
You never asked.
Yep.
So now that you asked, let me do. Now it's up to you. So now I'm like, okay,
focus on it.
That's what I'm at.
And it's mental disposition, man.
Yeah.
When you decided that you were ready and this is what you wanted and you were looking for that one click, you put out the feelers to find that one click.
Yeah.
You didn't just ask for it, you actively received it. So when you built upon that, you built upon that safe wavelength. That's how things are supposed to flow. Like, I love it. I'll talk mindset all day with somebody.
I love mindset daily. I love extraterrestrial conversations too. A lot of people.
We can't even start that. We're already 2 hours and a half.
Well,
we start aliens now, bro. This will never stop.
Now we can.
We'll say the alien talk. Okay,
cool. Yes, what a better place to talk about aliens than on the mothership.
I think we're gonna have to do this again.
I think we're gonna have to do like.
Especially with Jordan, man. Yeah, Jordan's.
I felt bad for Jordan, man. I felt like
he was in, but not
in.
When you're passionate in, it's hard to interject, especially if there's a little bit of a lag and things like that. So it's tough being on the other side.
Let's do a redo. I got way more shit to talk about.
You want to just commit to doing volume 2 next week?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thursday again. We do Thursday at noon.
I may have to do a short.
Underneath my son.
On the other side.
Also, so we said you asked me earlier. You never did guess.
What's up? Your son.
Yeah. 2.5 hours deep. Let's see if you can call it.
So you know what's crazy because I've been peeping it, and it's like I don't know, man. I'm gonna say Sag.
Nope.
Nah,
Aquarius.
that was gonna be my sex, my positive.
But I'm a 27, so I'm right on the line.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
my
you're
pops that was gonna be my next one. Because you're the way that you are, that's why I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, he's either Aquarius or Sag. Because that's how they, like, he's very,
That's the best description of me I've ever heard. You're just very,
So you're right on the borderline, though.
The balance between weed and caffeine.
I commit to it. So what you say, next Thursday?
Yeah, next Thursday we'll get together. We'll probably get together at TJ's ahead of time. Like,
oh, if we're doing a full sesh, we're doing a full sesh. All right, I'll block off my roofing calendar.
All right.
Because you don't do anything else after Mothership, bro.
For that whole Thursday is fuck. It's over.
I mean, give yourself an hour or two. It's just weed. Eat a muffin, you'll be all right. But like,
full power
be
nap.
prepared to take some time to rejoin society. That's all we'll say.
No peer pressure.
All the peer pressure.
Smoke.
All the peer pressure.
Sure. That's all good. I appreciate it, man. I had a great time to the next, so I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. It's always a blast. So
Looking forward to it.
thanks for having us both.
Yeah. Thanks for coming and hosting. You guys like hit it off. I feel like I just like sat here and supervised, but it's good. It's
I'll
good.
let you guys go first. That's what I do. I got a big mouth. That's why I'm waiting for you.
No, I like
It's
it
one of
when
those
it's
things, too,
natural
it's
and
like,
comfortable like that.
How much do you actually want me to talk? Because I'm going to some dumb
Hell
shit.
yeah,
You
you talking about some bullshit.
Well, this seems like an extremely natural time to wrap this up, but
How can people get a hold of you?
Oh, yeah.
Do all your handles out
So
there.
yeah.
Anybody that's
Everything is Rick Brand, y'all. RIKKREIGHN. Everything that's Instagram, that's Facebook, that's Snapchat, whatever social media platform that's on, you can just go in there. My gang is Legion Music, Legion Music Group, Legion Motor Group, Legion Media Group. All those is all part of our whole enterprise and what we try to do. And right now, you can go into my link on Instagram and go to Religion, or you can go YouTube Religion right now, Rick Rain. It'll come up. That's part 1. Part 2 coming ASAP with Yellow Wolf as the feature.
it hits.
Pitch I'm Local 2 coming up soon. I got a podcast interview one-on-one from City 107.5.
Nice.
I'm about to put out here within the next week too. So we're just gonna keep the media content flowing. We're gonna keep the weed flowing and
keep up.
That's it.
Keep up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it.
You can find us at Tattoo Collecting 101 on Instagram or tattoocollecting.com.
Nobody wants to find me. It's good. Have a good day.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. Lauren, is there anything you need to add at the end of this one? Are you still there? Maybe Lauren's around.
Oh,
Well,
guess we ended it.
we're ending it, guys. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Tune in next week. We will have volume 2 live from the mothership with Jordan. We're gonna have Rick with us again.
I'll be back here.
We're just gonna keep talking and pick up where we leave off today. All right, guys. See you next week.